What a great...
I got one for you.
And people could call up the show and snitch on another sport. Like, what do they have a problem with?
Let's do it. I'm in.
Because if people think it's going to be used purposefully to air a grievance, then we might as well turn our phone line into that tomorrow. Why wouldn't you tune into tomorrow's Rich Eisen Show? We're back on NBCSN. Thanks for taking us in on our YouTube stream. And also on SiriusXM Channel 211. We'll see you at noon Eastern on Thursday.
Black Music Month continues.
With your backstage pass to a virtual concert featuring performances from R&B and hip-hop's elite.
Her.
Khalid.
ASAP Ferg.
I'm on a new level.
Miguel and more.
The Heat's Backstage Pass.
Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific.
On the Heat Channel 46.
Or listen at home with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or however you stream in the house.
They say small business is the backbone of America. Well, we say bull. 99.9% of all businesses in this country are small businesses. That's more than a backbone. That is America. And do you get a guarantee? No. And even if you did, you'd still roll out of bed every morning and you'd still kick butt because that's what small businesses were born to do. And you know what? So are we. We are Ruby, the remote receptionist who makes small businesses feel like giants. We answer all your calls live from right here in the U.S. We take messages, answer questions, route calls. Everything an in-house receptionist does over the phone, only better. Because we specialize in turning every ring into a relationship. Experience Ruby for yourself. Visit Ruby.com, or better yet, call us, 866-GET-RUBY.
Cars for Kids needs your old vehicle. Maybe it runs, maybe it doesn't. We want it and we need it. Your old car, truck, or motorcycle can help with a new start for a kid in need when you donate to Cars for Kids. Here's how our program works. Donated cars are auctioned off and the proceeds go directly to support kids who have dropped out of high school. The CAN Academies are dropout prevention and recovery experts with a primary focus on reading and thinking. The CAN Academies have been in business since 1985 and have 14 campuses. So please donate today and help save a life. Here's what you get. Free towing, a tax deduction, and a $50 Visa gift card as our way of saying thank you. You also get the satisfaction of knowing you're helping a kid back in school. Cars for Kids makes it easy. To donate or find out more, please call 866-835-5437. That's 866-835-5437. Or carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org. And remember, write off the car, not the kid.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company helps you customize your home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Unlike things you paid for you didn't need, like the Vacnado 2000. A Wi-Fi connected vacuum that uploads Dust Bunny data to the cloud for real-time optimization. Whatever that means. But really, it's just a very expensive doggy chew toy. With Liberty Mutual, get customized home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
This is Pro Football Talk, live with Mike Florio.
Rodgers isn't going to be like during practice, like, oh my gosh, this Jordan Love guy is so talented. I'm so threatened. I don't know what to do. No, Aaron Rodgers is going to be like, no, how about that laser? Jordan, can you do that? No. Hey, you keep practicing. One day you'll be able to do it. Here's another laser. No.
Listen to Mike Florio weekdays starting at 7 a.m. Eastern on Dan Patrick Radio, Channel 211, and on demand with the SiriusXM app.
Isn't it about time for somebody's favorite radio program?
The Tony Bruno Show.
The man chosen to save American radio from its horrible future.
He didn't invent radio. He just perfected it.
Tony Bruno Show with Harry Maid.
Parental discretion is advised.
The godfather of sports radio.
It is a final.
Here is Tony Bruno.
Tony Bruno. Hello there, kids. You know what time it is. You know what day it is, Harry. You know, it's not hump day. It's
what up?
Wednesday.
Exactly.
And I have decreed at the beginning of today's programming here on SiriusXM 211 that everything should be canceled. To avoid confusion, everything should be canceled. And then we will deal with each thing on a case-by-case basis to then determine which one might be uncanceled. How about that?
Kind of like a hard boot?
A hard reboot. We tried that yesterday.
Yeah, we tried
Control-Alt-Delete
that,
didn't work on the show.
I unplugged and plugged it back in 15 seconds later, and that didn't work either, Tony.
Did you call Comcast or Fios? Who did you call?
No, because I've called them so many times, they just keep telling me to do the same thing. So I just unplug and then plug it back in.
You know how long you have to go to school to be an IT professional? To be able to come up with those kinds of brilliant deductions when you call somebody? Was it somebody in this country or was it somebody overseas?
I think it was overseas.
Yeah, a lot of these people, there are a lot of these companies, you're talking to somebody in the Philippines.
That was me today.
Did you say salamat?
I did, twice.
Robin can always detect whether someone's from the Philippines because she spent a lot of time there. So when you call a lot of times, you're talking to somebody in the Philippines.
Right.
I assume Robin immediately recognizes the accent. And then starts speaking them in she says, salamat po, salamat, and all the other things that you say to the Filipino. No, not that, something else.
That's Japanese.
Exactly. I turned Japanese a lot when I was a young man, but not anymore, Harry. I don't need that stuff. Meanwhile, it is a What Up Wednesday. It's June 24th.
Who doesn't need that?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Talking
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
El Hombre is going to be on today, Harry.
Yes, we need a dose
him today.
Yes, we do.
We need him today with baseball coming back, golf now. All of a sudden, people are going. Harry was panicking today. He's texting me, oh, my God, they're going to cancel the tour. What am I going to do?
Well, because if they canceled the tour, then there's no way that you can have baseball, basketball, or hockey. There's no way.
Are you getting sucked into the let's shut everything down camp right now?
No, but I'm telling you, I thought I saw the end today.
Yeah.
At like 1:30.
Well, no, you're absolutely right because anybody in any other sport, they're like, well, if they see that golf shuts down, they're like, well, we're not even going to try.
Because of a couple of positive tests for caddies and players and so forth. Right, yeah, there's no way that you could play hockey or basketball, right?
No, you're right.
No, but you can do rugby in New Zealand in a full stadium, though. This is what surprises me. Again, I'm not telling people to go back and go out and do your thing. Listen, I'm safe. I tested negative. I think I'm positive today, though. I'm feeling a little weak today.
Yeah?
You think I may have the Rona?
Well, what's your sense of smell like, your sense of taste?
Well, Smilla's Sense of Smell was one of my favorite movies. I'm glad you answered. Remember that movie, Robin?
Yes.
It's one of those slow, tedious movies that Robin likes. But
thanks.
No, I feel a little dizzy today.
Yeah?
A little weak. Weak in the knees.
Have you eaten?
Yeah, no, what did I? Yeah, I had some eggs today, bacon and eggs.
That's it?
That's it.
It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's all right. Don't worry.
So you don't
about
eat enough.
I know that. No, I eat too. I'm going on the partial keto / what's the other one we were doing before?
Intermittent
paleo?
No, intermittent fasting.
Tony, but you can't decide when you're fasting.
Yes, you can. Who's going to decide for me? We're going to have to do a poll?
That's not how this works.
Shouldn't it be the same 16 hours each day,
every
right?
day.
I'm starting today.
Oh, okay.
After 7 o'clock tonight, I didn't eat anything after 7 o'clock last night.
Okay.
So I went from 7 p.m. until like 9 a.m. without any food, Harry.
Okay.
But your problem is that you have to eat something when you first wake up. You have to have coffee.
I'll have some eggs.
That way, intermittent fasting doesn't work that way.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
I'm supposed to know your time?
No.
I'm supposed to go by somebody else's schedule? I determine what I do.
Right, but if you eat at 7 a.m., then you have the next 8 hours to eat all your food for the day.
Right.
That's
but I didn't
the way
eat
it
at
works.
7 a.m. I don't get up till 9, Harry.
Okay, so 9 a.m. So you 9 to 5.
9 to 5.
That's when you have to eat all your food.
So I'm working like a regular business day. If people had jobs and were working 9 to 5 and we're still in their offices.
Right, but unless you're going to eat in the next 2 hours, that's your 8 hours.
That's okay. I can make it. I can make it if I try. And it all started with a Popeye's fried chicken sandwich before the city was once again besieged with rioting and looting and gunfire. And I feel safe, Harry. If I can survive gunfire in my own neighborhood every day, I can make it 12 hours without eating.
Well, you were running around the neighborhood with my phone yesterday.
I know. Harry left yesterday to get out of here. And then I'm running around looking for him with his phone, and I couldn't call him because I had his phone in my hand. Anyway, it was a crazy day. We're back. And ladies and gentlemen.
And by the way, Dean, for once, I'm totally 100% agreeing with you on the Twitch stream. He says, Bruno, I told you a year ago, stop with the bleeping diet because you can't get it right. You don't know what the hell you're doing.
Yes,
exactly.
I do.
Yes.
All I know is
totally
I'm down to
agree.
200 pounds, and I need to get down another 10. That's not a disaster. Okay? It's still early in summer, Harry. And I'm going to get down. Because you got to get up.
This month of June has felt like 3 months.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. And it's almost over. Meanwhile, a week from today, you know what's going to happen, Harry? You know what a week from today is? July 1st.
Well, that's when the baseball players must report, right? And start spring training or summer training,
exactly.
Right?
So finally, we can say that they've got an agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, they got it. The owners and the players wasted all these months, and now they finally have broken baseball. Larry Bowe is going to join us, former great player, manager, coach, been around baseball forever, and a guy who doesn't couch his opinions, Harry.
No.
He's one of those guys, he'll tell it like it is, tell you what he feels, as a guy who's experienced it all, right? Going from player to coach to manager, back to coach.
Front office
guy.
Yeah.
And so we'll have Larry on coming up, and the El Hombre is coming on today in the first hour, Harry.
Michael Bradley.
Yes. And he hates everything.
I can't wait to find out what he thinks about a 60-game baseball season with runners starting on second base in the 10th inning.
I like that.
Oh, he's going to explode.
Oh. Baseball went boom, and Michael Bradley went boom, boom, boom. Let's go back to my room, except we can't because it's a COVID thing, and we'll get into that later on. Harry worrying about golf, and we have even more. The big story last night, the Arnold Schwarzenegger statue was vandalized in Columbus, Ohio.
No.
Even Arnold is not safe anymore.
I didn't know there was an Arnold Schwarzenegger statue.
I didn't know there was either.
And why is it in Columbus, Ohio?
Is that where the weightlifting Hall of Fame is? I don't know. And I thought they canceled Columbus, Ohio already.
That's
Aren't they going
right.
to change the name?
Didn't they change the name?
I saw a picture of it this morning. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, a man who had a baby in a movie, a man who terminated all the aliens and all the other predators and things that came after him.
We need that guy back.
Exactly. They defaced his statue. Wow. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Where he's all flexing and stuff. There's an Arnold statue. I'm not making this stuff up.
I just didn't know that.
And it only says Arnold in bold letters on the base of the statue, Harry.
The Arnold Schwarzenegger statue is, I have the story here, hang on. It is located, as you mentioned, at the Columbus, Ohio Convention Center.
Convention.
Mm-hmm.
And you can visit it any time. It's like the Rocky statue here, except Arnold's a real guy.
Yes, and it is the Governator. Back
8
in his,
foot tall, baby.
Yeah. Back in his bodybuilding days, it was dedicated in 2012 for the Arnold Sports Festival. There's an Arnold Sports Festival held there.
Does his maid show up for that one? Terminated. So now when you're going after Arnold Schwarzenegger, flexing as Mr. Olympia and remember, he won all those contests.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was the face of bodybuilding in this country for a long, long time.
What was the name of that movie that was about the bodybuilding back in the 70s that he
Pumping
was...
Iron.
Pumping Iron.
Yeah, I played a clip from it. So he says something like, I don't drink milk. Milk is for babies. I drink beer.
Damn right, man. And now his statue's been defaced.
Wow.
The reason why the statue was there was that Columbus was the scene of his first big athletic triumph. There you have it.
It's a shame he's been canceled, and so will Columbus. They take his statue, bring it to Philly, put it next to Rocky, and then nobody will touch either one.
Well, one thing's for sure, there won't be a Jim Harbaugh statue built in Columbus,
You
Ohio.
are right.
Because he ain't ever beaten them there. Okay? And that would be his biggest athletic triumph.
That's pretty creepy, though, if you look at the close-up of his face on the statue.
Yeah,
Would you say that's good or that?
Hold on, I have to show people.
It's a little creepy. That's a little creepy.
That's a little creepy. Who was the sculptor of that baby?
So, yeah, it has veins popping all over. I mean...
are they suggesting that he was on roids back in the day when he was pumping iron?
I mean, look at the veins on the
arm.
arm.
Man.
Wow.
That's creepy.
Oh, the humanity. That is hideous. And Arnold approved that?
Now, is he wearing the banana hammock?
Yeah, he's wearing he's wearing the little bikini bottoms.
See those traps? And
or as we call him down here, the Bruno.
I need to find that picture of Tony in his little short shorts.
With that pose? With my buys and tries?
Don't try too hard, okay?
I can get into that pose, strike a pose again. I probably
Watch your back.
Pull
You'll
my
pull
back,
your back out.
Pull my traps out, baby. Hey, check out my traps. Hey, yo, how you doing? Hey, yo, how you doing?
I think that Arnold statue is worse than the Rocky statue.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Way worse.
Totally.
Yeah, but here's the difference. That's really Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Right.
who really won legitimate bodybuilding competitions. Sylvester Stallone is an actor who played a fighter.
I will take the fictional accomplishments of Balboa over Arnold's accomplishments in Ohio.
That's disgraceful.
Bobby T on the Twitch stream says it was the same artist that did Tom Brady's courtroom sketch. That was a disturbing image.
Oh, yes.
I remember that a couple years
That was the
ago.
worst artist ever. Wow, is right.
That was like the same in the same genre as that one sign language interpreter that was like signing.
Dancing, and he was like bopping up and down. I forget which state
No,
it
that
was.
one was actually kind of good.
The
He
dude
was like
that was
rhythm.
bopping up and down.
He looked like he was on speed, but there was another one. Remember that they totally faked it. Like they said that they were a sign language interpreter, but they were so bad, and everybody's like, "What the heck is going
Now,
on?"
the Prince of Darkness says that Columbus is the home of the Arnold Classic. So that's where they have a bodybuilding competition every year, and that's why the statue's there. You think they just plopped it down in Columbus, Ohio, and said, "Yeah, there's an empty spot in front of the convention center." Come on, Harry. Jeepers.
Yeah, no, it was also where he won his very first 1970 Mr. World bodybuilding title.
Exactly right.
Milk is for babies. When you grow up, you have to drink beer.
Exactly right. Now he's sitting in his home rambling incoherently about everything every couple of days. He's sitting there in his mansion.
In California?
Yeah. Former governor, the governator. They loved him as the governor, and then they hated him as the governor. It's an interesting development what happened. I was out there when he was the governor of California.
Oh, yeah?
And people loved him at first because they elected him, and then they hated him after a couple of years, which is really what you're supposed to do when you talk about politicians. Your heroes become politicians, and then you wind up hating them.
Right.
Right?
Isn't that the usual career arc of a politician?
Exactly. Meanwhile, we got a lot of action today. Our phone numbers, write these down because you may want to participate. 215-462-TONY, 215-462-8669. The strapper line has been percolating overnight. Harry.
We got a bunch today.
Yes.
We got a bunch of strapper line
ones.
calls and some good ones. Jose's going to stop by. It is What Up Wednesday after all.
What up?
El Hombre, Larry Boa, talking baseball. We got a lot of opinionatings to go on
And-
today and not terminating.
And the giveaway starts today.
That's right.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, indeed.
For the
We got to
bag.
pull that bag out and bring it over here so people can see it. It's the Tony Bruno Show bag with the red, white, and blue.
Flagadelic, yo.
It's Flagadelic. It's Tony Bruno, Harry Mays, and the whole gang on SiriusXM 211 at Twitch.tv and SB Nation Radio.
You see this where there's no spitting?
Yes.
Pitchers can't lick their fingers.
Actually,
they'll
can
have
you
a
grab
wet
that
rag
off?
in their
Can you
pocket.
grab that? There's copies of stuff over there.
No high fives, no fist bumps, no hugs.
Yeah, the guy in the Daily News did a good job. Matt Breen, is that his name?
Yeah.
The guy in the Phillies writer?
Mike Breen.
No, not Mike
No,
Breen. It's
Matt
Matt
Breen.
Breen. He has the whole thing broken down. Did you see it, Harry? I sent you a copy of it. We'll talk to Bo about that stuff. Terminated. No, what happened to him now?
Yeah, in his driveway.
I didn't see it. Dude. Oh, this is what I had on the printer, which I forgot. It's the boiling instructions
he
on how
comes
to
home on the
cook,
scooter when the
cook
bears are there?
lobsters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, where?
Oh,
what,
shit.
What state is his house in?
Georgia? Does he live in Georgia?
That was a great reaction.
He's in Texas? Okay.
Did you haven't seen it yet, Tony? It's really funny.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I'm trying to focus on the meat and potatoes.
Bring your own pine tar, Tony.
Yes, I know. I saw it. Are you
Separate
reading the Matt Breen
00.
thing?
BYOPT.
Severett 00 says, I tell my women that. No spitting. I'm not a good spitter.
I'm not either.
Yes, you are. You have good aim.
That's a snot rocket. That's not spitting. There's a big difference.
Sorry. So your nose has better aim than your
Absolutely.
mouth? Happy White Wine Wednesday. I could do some white wine. As we said, all wines matter. Tebow's Pretzel just jumped on. Do we have McMullen today? No. McMullen was yesterday.
Next time's Friday. I think we got to replace some of these promos.
Yes.
Yes. We have some, right?
Aren't they the ones that Larson?
Yeah, we keep been sending us, and they're good, and we keep running
really
the same
good.
tired ones over and over again.
Can't get him in the roadcaster. We've been trying to tell Krause.
What the hell is going on over there,
Why
man?
can't we play him on the computer rather
It's
than on the
an
roadcaster?
outrage.
I don't know. We can't play him on the computer. We can try and play him offline, but
Why can't we play him off of there?
Thursday has that answer.
Damn it, Ryan, you're dropping the damn ball, brother.
No, it's not him. He's got him. He's got him ready to load.
God damn it.
McMullen was the studio voice of Milli Vanilli.
Krause has been incommunicado.
He really has.
Hopefully everything's okay. I know that he's been really, really busy. Had a fantastic conversation with a name that I won't mention out loud.
I always have fantastic conversations. It doesn't mean anything.
Why can't you say it out loud?
Welcome back to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on SiriusXM 211.
We have a full house in the wine cellar today, and people always comment when they watch us on twitch.tv about how many people are down. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people down here.
Right.
Everybody's been tested. We went out and spared no expense. We have the thermometer every single day. Every couple of hours during the show, we test everybody. So everything, we have the great sanitizer everywhere, the hand sanitizer. So there's no nonsense in here. Everybody's safe. How long have we been doing this now? 3 months?
It'll be 12 weeks on Friday, the end of 12 weeks.
That's 3 months.
Yeah.
We are safe. No masks because everybody's safe and everybody's been tested.
And we are proving right here in this little microcosm how if you follow certain rules and certain guidelines, you are fine.
Exactly right.
This is our own bubble.
Yes.
We have our own bubble. I mean, that means I can't get a putting green out here, Harry.
No,
I'll
I
get in
know.
trouble. Somebody's caddy will come in here, and then we'll all get
And
sick.
infect us.
You know, it's all the caddies
I
that are
know.
getting sick.
They're filthy animals, those caddies.
Those bums, they're the ones out at night. You got Kepka's got his chef, and he's got all these people when he goes around from tour to tour.
Uh-huh.
And then you all of a sudden...
The chef's the only guy that leaves the house to go get the food.
Got to get the product. Why didn't they call Instacart? Meanwhile, the caddies are out there. Who knows who they're hanging out with at night?
Right.
Because they're not making big money unless the player makes a lot of money.
Wins, yeah.
I mean, they get a salary, but obviously when the player wins a tournament, the smartest guy was Webb Simpson. He doesn't have anything. He just got a big paycheck and said, hell that, I'm not going to Connecticut.
He got a big check, and then he got tested twice and said, nah.
Nah, I got this cat. I was just here at Hilton Head. Hartford, Connecticut.
Right.
I know it's a nice track up there. I know that River Highlands area is very nice.
TPC.
You're TPCing, baby, out there in Cromwell.
Tony, people are mentioning the cat behind you you can see her.
Oh, is that Lily? I didn't even see her in the box.
Yes, Lily. So she's in the photograph with you. Means
what's in the box?
what we learned yesterday, that people will be swiping left.
Yes, they will. No, that's my little baby, Lily girl. Right, Lily? 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 All right, we have the El Hombre on the line. What the hell's going on with that guy? What, as Harry would say, Wigabot. What is going on back there? Where the hell is this guy? Is he making a ham sandwich or a turkey sandwich? We're calling.
Maybe he's out buying apples.
Let me get back to the cat in the meantime. We'll listen to her purr. You don't get this very often on that. I'm sort of like the Tiger King.
Oh, yeah.
Except I don't kill the animals. But there she is. Lily?
He said call away. Well,
Lily?
Oh, what is going on?
Lily?
Tony?
Yes.
Tony?
What? I'm sorry.
We're doing a show here.
I know. She's got the greatest purr, though. All I have to do is talk to her, and then she purrs. Now I'm trying like pet her, and nothing's going on there. All right, so we got a lot of the regulations for baseball, Harry. Everybody knows what's going on. 60 games, Next Wednesday, July 1st, they report to training camp. Opening day, Friday, July 24th. You can bet on stuff. We have all the lines, too. We have the odds, Harry, from betonline.ag on projected win totals for teams.
Right.
And the two teams, obviously, that are expected to win the most games are obviously, the New York Yankees and the Los Angeles Dodgers.
This number, the one in blue.
The New York Yankees and the Los Angeles Dodgers, 38.5 games. That's the over-under. Those are the two biggest favorites as far as they're going to win more games than anybody else.
Right.
You have money burning a hole in your pocket.
That's over 600 baseball.
It is. That's good.
That's pretty
we're
darn
talking
good.
60-game season.
Yeah.
That means they have to win 39 out of 60 games, Harry.
Right.
Is it possible for those two clubs in particular?
Yeah, I mean, it is. They've got the best rosters.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
And if you're at the bottom of the barrel, the Detroit Tigers and your Baltimore Orioles, 21.5 total wins for those two teams.
Wow.
Obviously, the worst two teams on paper going into this 60-game season. Would you bet over 21.5 for either team?
No.
Would you bet under?
I'd probably go under. They stink.
They do stink.
I mean,
but anything can happen in a 60-game season, Harry.
Yeah, that's true.
And the man who knows that better than anybody is a man who's a 500 hitter on this show. Actually, he's more than that. He's been spectacular every time he comes on because he's the El Hombre who knows sports. He writes about it, and he talks about it. He's got to be ecstatic about the return of the boys of summer. Michael Bradley. How happy are you today, sir?
Yawn.
How did I know that you would be one of those detractors?
No, I'm not a detractor. I love baseball, and I love Phillies baseball. I watch every darn game. I'm trying to justify the fact that this has been such a colossal mess, and I'm trying to generate the necessary enthusiasm, right? So I'm an addict. I'll go back to it. I have to do it, but I will hate part of myself for watching.
Why?
Why? Because of what we've been put through for the past 3 months. These numbskulls have done everything they can to drive away hardcore fans like myself and to make it so that no one who's even going to say, I'm a casual baseball fan, maybe I'll take a look. No, they won't even go near it. They're going to start at, July 24th, about a week and a half before the NBA starts, a little bit before the NHL starts. NFL training camps will be underway. They botched it. They should have started it the beginning of July, had the whole month to themselves to generate enough interest, but no. The owners were trying to hold out to put the screws. It's like casino, right? When Joe Pesci's got the guy's head in the vice, don't make me be a bad guy.
Right.
That's what they wanted to do to the players. And the players are saying, we want to make you force the season on us so we can file a grievance. Next year is going to be the most joyless season ever because all we're going to do is sitting there waiting for this nasty labor dispute. And these morons think, here's how we'll fix it. We'll put a guy on second to start the 10th inning. What's next? 5 runs maximum per inning? Every kid plays an inning in the infield? It's ridiculous.
I agree. It's like when icing in hockey. You have to wait for the guy to go back and touch it. Then they said, all right, that's wasting time. Putting a guy on second base. I don't know if you can use it as the same equivalent, but you're right. Putting the guy on. Remember, you know who's going to be happy with this?
Who?
Happiest will be Bud Selig. Remember the Tide baseball all-star game?
Yes.
This time it counts.
Yeah.
When they made the next year after the tie, when they ran out of players, it was whoever wins the all-star game is going to get that league's going to get home field advantage in the World Series.
Yeah, it's a crazy way to try to make things go a little faster or generate a little bit more interest. The same thing as the shootout in soccer. Now, I mean, I know you guys are not giant soccer fans.
I'm a huge soccer fan. What are you talking about?
Hold your tongue.
All right, you play 120 minutes of a World Cup final. 120 minutes. These guys are gassed, okay? They've run 9 miles. They've fallen down legitimately 18 times and faked it 27 times. And now we're going to say, penalty kicks. That's going to decide it. Oh, the drama. Play the sport. All right, if the game goes 17 innings, maybe somebody doesn't stay up. But I'll tell you what, every successive inning in an extra inning game gets more and more interesting. And here's how you fix it. What happens in hockey in overtime in the playoffs? No commercials for the entire extra period. If they play a 20-minute extra period, there's no commercials. So no commercials in extra innings. The advertisers already shot their loads. They've got what they expect. Now we're just going to play baseball. Get on with it. No commercials, nothing. Pitching changes, I don't care. Play the game.
That's a great Nicky Santoro reference that he threw in there from Casino.
I know. I
you
saw
remember that
Casino.
scene?
Yeah, it's.
I
You
watched
made me
it the
pop
other
your
night.
left eye out of your effing head.
The only thing I
to
like.
protect that piece of bleep.
The only part.
Charlie A. I think.
My
he said.
favorite part of the movie is the fact that Pesci just kept calling everybody greaseballs.
Yeah, well, right.
Instead of
Pesci
grease
does-
balls, it's greaseballs, and I agree. That's the way it should be used. Like Andrew Cuomo, greaseballs. His brother Fredo, greaseballs. That's what they are. Continue on.
Anyway,
he's on a roll.
I'll watch the games, but I'll hate myself even more than I usually do.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will. I'll hate myself in the morning.
Well, don't you think that the second base guy on second base to start extra innings is just a hokey joke?
Of course.
I
But
mean,
that's
really.
what baseball's going to become a joke because they think that by making all of these compromises that they're going to attract kids, and they're not. Young people have gone. They're not going to. The romance of baseball, the idea of saying, as George Will used to say, it was either Will or Boswell, the most perfect thing in all of the world is the 90 feet between home plate and first base. That kind of romanticism does not exist for today's generation, for whom tradition is what they had for lunch. So you're not going to be able to talk about America has been like America's been like a steamroller, knocked down and built again. The only constant is baseball. They most definitely will come, Ray. They will come. That doesn't matter to these guys.
By the way, that is the worst James Earl Jones impersonation.
I do it
It sounded
better.
like it was like a combination of Arnold Schwarzenegger and somebody else.
Yeah, that was pretty
That didn't
bad.
sound at all
All right,
like
let me
James
try
Earl
I'm
Jones.
looking at Tony like, what the hell's he doing?
Let me slow down.
All right, go
slow
ahead.
down. The only constant has been baseball. How's that? Is that better?
No, you sound like Rick Moranis in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Good Lord.
Oh,
All right, enough about baseball. We'll have Larry Bowa to break
No,
it
no.
down scientifically.
Phillies 31.5
Oh,
over
yeah,
under,
over
Mike.
under on the run total, on the win totals.
31.5.
I'm going under.
Yeah, me too.
They got too many good teams to play, and they're not ready to. This franchise is the worst kind of franchise to go into this. Okay, they spend too much time contemplating their navels and not enough time just going out and letting it rip. I think the best thing that could happen to those of us who are mad at baseball is a Tigers-Marlins World Series. I think that would be tremendous.
That would
We
be
had
pretty
somebody
great.
already text us on the Twitch stream saying, "Mark it down, Miami Marlins win the World Series."
Wow.
That
Wouldn't that
would
be
be
great?
great.
And then they
Oh.
would break up the team
right
immediately
Of course,
thereafter.
they break up a piece of garbage team and have to get hot for 2 months.
And then there'd be a COVID during the World Series. There's a COVID second wave, and they can't play the World Series, so there's no champion at the end. How great would that be?
It's going to be unbelievable. I teach at a university here on the Philadelphia Main Line, and we're supposed to go back August 17th and go till November 24th. And to me, the chances of that all happening are very slim. So college sports are going to be at risk because campuses are going to shut down. I predict by the beginning of November you'll have about a third of the college football games on any given Saturday being played. People don't realize this. If you go back and look at the newspaper accounts from 1918 during the influenza epidemic, you would see the teams are like arranging games on the fly. Like on Tuesday, Michigan to play Albion on Saturday because they couldn't guarantee who was still open and who could field a team. You're going to see stuff like that.
I didn't see that on Twitter when I was back there in 1918.
Well, that wasn't there. That wasn't on Twitter. It was on MySpace. It was different.
I think Michigan can handle Albion, though.
I don't know. They could.
I don't know about that.
I'll get you a score on that, Harry. But and more importantly, whether they covered.
What's the line?
So the thing about it is, it's going to be interesting. Meanwhile, you got the nitwit over there in Serbia or whatever, holding Croatia, holding tennis tournaments with no social distancing, going out to the club afterwards, and everybody gets COVID, and nobody understands why.
Well, you got the Joker and Djokovic. They were both at the same party.
Were they really?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Jokic and the
Djokovic were both at the same shirtless party with a bunch of hot Serbian chicks.
Well, hey, it's worth it. It's worth it.
You know, they're not going to die.
Hey, you're not going to
take
die,
a
Mike.
chance.
I'll get the COVID to hang out with a couple of those
you got to take a
chicks.
chance.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
That's the thing. Nobody's going to get COVID from the sport. They're going to get COVID from everything that surrounds the sport.
No, there are worse things flying around in Serbia than the COVID.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
We're talking with Michael Bradley, better known as
El
Hombre. El Hombre. Even though he is not a bad hombre, will we have to cancel you for calling yourself the Hombre now? Because I don't know. I don't know.
Does the
anymore.
Hombre carry guns?
Yes, exactly.
No?
No. My hands are registered as lethal weapons, so I don't need them.
Well, Michael, were you as scared as I
Ask
was?
any woman I've ever been with.
Oh. Were you as nervous as I was about 2 hours ago when you found out that the PGA Tour commissioner was heading to Hartford for a press conference?
Yeah.
And there'd been a bunch of caddies and a couple of players over the last couple of days get the COVID?
Yeah, I was worried because when I saw that, I thought, oh, here we go.
Yep.
Here we go. And fortunately, I think we're playing the tourney, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm about to go out and commit golf over 9 holes after this, so that's why I'm a little agitated. I've not been playing well lately, and so then I got to deal with you guys, then go out and do that. So.
What are you talking about? I haven't played in years. You hear me complaining about it? You and Harry, oh my God, nobody's going to be able to play golf anymore.
Well, if
It's been a lot of fun.
They did 2,757 tests in the last 3 weeks, and they have 7 total positives.
That's 1/4%.
Exactly.
Look, I'm happy. I'm rooting for no I'm rooting
I
for
don't want
no
you to be one of those
get
guys
it.
that cancel everything. There's all these cancel everything guys out there.
Look, here's the thing. I'm not going to cancel this stuff. The problem is what happens. You've got how many universities with how many students, with how many faculty members, with how many pre-existing conditions, with how many people serving dinner at the frickin' cafeteria. Something bad's going to happen, and now we're going to test our tolerance for that. That's all I'm saying. There's going to be some people that have to make some really tough decisions at the top of the university hierarchies, and I don't know what's going to happen. The NFL, they're going to play. Players could be dropping dead on the field, and they're just going to scrape them up with a snow shovel and bring somebody else out because they want the money.
Just get the John Deere out there, as Buddy Ryan used to say. Just bring the John Deere out, clear the field, and let's run the next play, boys. Let's run it right. Let's matriculate the ball right down the field,
They
boys.
did that in that New England-Miami game.
Woo-hoo, ha-ha-ha. Oh, what a dementor. What did I tell you?
Goes to Hank Stram. So he's done Hank Stram.
A very bad James
Earl Jones. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's statue in Columbus,
And Joe
Ohio,
Pesci.
was defaced in front of the convention center in Columbus, Ohio. Your thoughts?
Why is there a Schwarzenegger statue in the worst place on earth?
Well, it's not the worst place.
Well, he's
on
a
earth.
Michigan guy.
I know that. Because that's where he won his Mr. Olympia, whatever the hell he won back in the day.
1970.
Yeah.
Nice.
And there's an annual Arnold weightlifting competition. You got to bring your own steroids, though. They don't provide them for you. Yes.
They don't. You inject right. First, you have to inject yourself before you lift in public to prove that you're on it. I was an Arnold fan, but I also liked Franco Columbu.
Oh, Franco Columbu was the man.
Exactly.
That's great Franco Columbu knowledge right there.
They also
people know that.
They also defaced Stevie Ray Vaughan's statue down in Austin, Mike.
What?
Yes.
And he even had the guitar in his hand.
know.
It wasn't like he looked like a Confederate general, which
No.
he did. The guitar is right there on
Fender
the
Strat.
Exactly.
What, they didn't like they didn't like his music? I mean, come on, it's master bluesman.
No, the morons who are taking down statues have no idea what they're even doing. They're just
by the
they're
way-
the sheep being told to go do it.
Well, they even
By the
took down
way,
a statue of an abolitionist who actually
Freed slaves. Yeah.
Yeah, they have
By
no
the way,
idea.
speaking of weightlifting, I found this out not long ago. Vasily Alexiev, the Russian giant Ironman, used to get paid for every world record he would set. So every time he would set a record, he'd do it by like a pound because he never wanted to lift his max so that he wouldn't get paid anymore.
Right.
So you never really knew how much Alexiev could lift because he just kept going up a little bit and a little bit. So there's good Vasily Alexiev.
That is tremendous. Now, by the way, I'm breaking news from the most trusted source of news, the Babylon Bee. This just in: cities are now protecting statues by disguising them as Karl Marx. So that's the only way you keep these statues from coming down, and that's why I'm one of the 54 people. That's the highlight of my life, and this week especially. I'm one of 54 people being followed by the Babylon Bee, the most trusted name in sports and news satire.
That's pretty good. Now, I'll tell you this. If they really want to disguise it, do it as Friedrich Engels, because nobody knows who he is. Everybody knows about Marx, but they don't know Engels.
Well, there is a Lenin statue in Seattle. A guy owns it on his private property, and nobody's touched that.
Not John
Lennon?
No,
Not John
Vladimir Lenin. Vladimir Lenin statue in Seattle, untouched. Everything else has got to come down.
All right, I'll send some money to a charity of your choice if you can tell me Vladimir Lenin's real name.
Well, people have sent me pictures saying that I looked like Vladimir Lenin at one point. Somebody even sent me a banner. I'm not kidding. Years ago, before all this communism stuff wasn't cool, people sent me a banner from Pier 53 in San Francisco of Vladimir Lenin with the. I should hang that up in the back here. I'll get a lot more views that way. People will think I'm like a new communist nation station.
I'm cheating, but here we go. Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov.
Ulanov. Very well done, Robin. Yes, we have Vladimir Ilyich Ulanov. Yes.
Exactly right. Where did they get Lenin out of that?
I don't know what that means in Russian. It probably means kill everybody.
Probably means vodka.
My Russian's a little rusty.
More vodka for all. Vladimir for everybody in the house.
It looks like
the worst vodka ever.
Exactly.
Next to Popov. That's pretty good.
Popov vodka. And Harry knows Vladimir and Popov was what's on the bottom shelf.
Yep.
You got to get down there to get it. But when you're in college, that's what you need.
And Nikolai. That was another one.
Yeah, that's the trio, the holy trio.
It's funny that they name the worst vodka after Russian dictators.
Exactly.
And people college kids buy it, not because they like Russian dictators, but because it's cheap.
Right.
And it sounds good.
And if you drop the bottle, no problem.
By the way, I got to ask you this story now, the big story. The governors of New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut are now requiring visitors from 9 states to self-quarantine for 14 days before they are allowed into New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. So I'm going to ask you, Michael Bradley, a man who knows all as El Hombre, how are they going to determine who's from Utah, Arkansas, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Washington State, Utah, Texas, and Alabama and Arizona? How are they going to know?
Some of them it'll be easy, an IQ test. They'll eliminate themselves right away. Some of those states. I don't know how they're going to be able to do that. I mean, you show up. What are you going to do? Get another car? What happens if you're driving a rental car? They always have Florida plates on them.
Exactly.
You're from Minnesota or something like that. So I don't know. That's
because toll collectors. That's one thing. Another job toll collectors want to be responsible for. Can I see your ID, sir?
Yeah.
What about if you have an easy pass and you just blow right through?
That's what I do.
And you're going into New York.
Joey from Mawa is going to be sitting there. I saw a great thing the other day. It said if Sonny Corleone had an easy pass, he'd be playing bocce right now.
Oh! Everything's a mafia reference.
I love
to
it.
you.
I love it.
Everything's a mafia reference.
So great.
It's funny. You watch the Godfather 1 and 2, and God help me, I've watched 3 enough times to know that it's probably one of the worst movies ever.
Yes.
But you got to wait till the very end for the best line. Forget to leave the gun, take the cannolis. The best line is when Sonny Corleone, at the end of it, when they're sitting there waiting for Vito allegedly to come in on his birthday, to say, "You know, none of those, bombing us on Pop's birthday," and Fredo says, "They didn't know it was Pop's birthday." It's a very underrated line when he's talking about the Japanese not knowing it's Pop's birthday on Pearl Harbor Day.
I have breaking news on Lenin. We can clear up now the Lenin controversy. Lenin was not his real name, as we've determined. Vladimir Ilyich Ulanov. He tried out a number of pseudonyms, including K. Tulin, the letter K. Tulin, Petrov, and he finally settled on Lenin. Many people believe because of the Lena River, which was nearby. And now
in Siberia.
In Siberia, yes. How about that?
And the other thing, before he said Lenin, because of that river, he was first going to be Vladimir Lena Horn, but they thought that was a little too long.
And by the way, other Russian revolutionaries used pseudonyms like to confuse the authorities. Joseph Stalin's birth name.
Koba.
What was his name?
Koba, K-O-B-A.
No, it was Losif.
Yosef.
No, but it's the way it's spelled.
I know,
in
but it's a Russian thing. Yosef Zugashvili.
That's his real name. That's not a pseudonym. His real name is Zugashvili. He's a Georgian.
Yes. And Leon Trotsky was Lev Bronstein.
And he owned a club up in New York.
Trotsky was a hell of a left winger.
Yes, he was. I love that guy.
He was a big-time left winger.
Especially on those Islander teams back in the 80s that won the 5 cups. That's some solid hockey action and knowledge right there.
He was an off wing.
Yes.
He's the off.
He was the real left wing.
Right.
That was back when the NHL was using the left wing lock. Remember that?
With the Devils.
With the Devils, which was an era where hockey was unwatchable.
Yes.
As the Islanders and the Devils did the left wing lock.
Think about it. We went from Gretzky's era where where games were like 9-7 to the left wing lock where it was 1-0 if we were lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's better now, but there were fights back then, so you had to give up something else to get a little more offense.
Exactly.
Hey.
And Barry Trotz, by the way, not related to either guy, was a pretty good coach.
He's pretty
too,
darn good.
As we talk about the great Russians from the days gone by.
Yeah, what are the two cities you think the NHL decides on?
The hub cities.
I have no idea. I think Vegas will be one simply because there's so much hotel inventory available. But I couldn't tell you where the other one will be. Where are they even considering? I know they're knocking them off. They got rid of the worst place on earth, so that's not going to be
Columbus, Ohio
there.
again?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. The worst. The horrible people from there.
They're saying
I don't know where.
Maybe one will be in Canada.
Yeah,
that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
But Canada's not letting anybody in from America.
Exactly. I don't know how they're going to do that. I think they're just trying to make them feel good because it's their sport, and they're going like, "Hey, wait, you were in the finals,
right?
Hey, Toronto, we really had you in that Final Four."
I thought it was Flin Flon.
Flin Flon, Alberta, the home of Bobby Clark, as you well remember.
Right.
The great Bobby Clark. All right, that's enough about this stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, check him out.
El Hombre Knows Sports.
And where do we get that quality written material that you put together every single week?
I have no idea. I don't know. I was doing it because there was nothing to write about. Now I'm doing so much college basketball. I'm previewing, and I'm not exaggerating, 72 college basketball teams this year.
Wow,
and ranging everything from the MEAC to the Big Ten to the Big East. It's going to be brutal. I'm pounding these things out every day. It's tough. So I think El Hombre is going to to go on hiatus for a little bit.
Well, the links to everything you can find on @DailyHombre.
@DailyHombre on Twitter.
Yeah, you got to go on Twitter. And somebody from Seattle, they love me in Seattle, asked me if they named the Seattle hockey team the Mean Machine, would I be happy? And I said only if their uniforms looked like the Mean Machine, the first longest yard, and secondly if their mascot was Paul Wrecking Crew, the Burt Reynolds character.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Are they listening to you in the chop out there in Seattle?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all they listen to.
Why do you
I'm
think
on
they're
an endless
shooting
loop.
each other? Why do you think they have to shut it down? Because there's gunshots every day.
I'm on an endless loop in the chop.
Anarchy is a bitch, man. I mean, this was the shortest socialism experiment in history, I think.
Anarchy in the UK. Just remember, Sex Pistols.
There you go. Have a good round.
All right, there he is, Michael Bradley. He's all fired up now. He's ready to
going to the
that
first
driver about 320 feet. Coming right back. Open lines, 215-462-TONY, 215-462-8669. Some great strapper lines. And Jose,
next.
Still ahead. He's coming up next. That's right. What up?
What up?
I said Alberta, not Manitoba. It's Manitoba, not Alberta. You're right, Ice Rink. I apologize. Give me one of those.
He cracks me up.
He is just
He's
so
so wound up.
He's spastic.
Yeah.
He makes me look serene.
Yes.
Well, that's where I first got to know who he was the segment he'd do with you on Sporting News Radio.
Exactly, yes.
And then next thing you know, Matt hires him to host the morning show.
And the rest
is history.
See, and I wasn't part of the Sporting News thing, so I never really knew him. The only time I ever met him was like briefly, and he just looked kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
You know, he doesn't. His
Rick Moranis in I Shrunk the Kids.
His personality is so much bigger than what he looks like.
Oh, I got breaking news.
Is there breaking news?
Yes.
Good,
is it
bad,
legit?
ugly.
The long wait is over. The 19th Hole Lounge will be open for business Friday, June the 28th.
No!
Yes. It's the strip joint right off.
I know where that is. I know exactly where it is.
Yes, Dean, I know. I was not around in the good old days of
Nope.
Sporting News.
That's for the good old days.
As Tony keeps reminding me.
I didn't remind you.
Over.
You think I remember those years? The good old days?
You remember a lot. DeCaleb is back. His mom surprised him for his birthday, drove out and surprised him, so he missed the first hour of the show.
It's an outrage.
Actually,
man.
it wasn't even the whole hour, though.
I hate to give it to him.
DeCaleb, is your mom
Yeah, I gotta-
listening?
I
Can
gotta
we
read
can we
this on
give
the
your mom a
show,
shout
yeah.
out?
For all you golf fans out there. Attention, golf fans. Forget about the COVID.
Right.
The Rona will not be rolling. What road is that? Is that on Township Line Road or County Line Road or one of those line roads?
Actual road. Is it Jenkintown Road? I think it's Jenkintown Road. Yeah, I think it is.
It's on
Jenkins.
Lime Kiln Pike.
Near there.
Yeah, it's like
it's
one.
near
I know
there.
exactly where it is. I just don't remember the road. I don't want to see if we give the wrong address.
It's like a block up from Lime Kiln Pike.
If we give the wrong address, then people come after us like we're dopes.
Right.
Sean Keeg says, I'm from Penn Avenue in Ardsley. That's my hometown.
Yeah.
And is it Lime Kiln?
No, it's the Jenkintown Road. I'm almost positive.
People giving what up, Lime Kiln.
3011 Jenkintown Road,
It is
Glenside. Yes.
Jenkintown Road.
Used to go by it every day to go to Eitan's house.
Dude. Did you see this Jose picture with his throwback jersey on?
What? He sent? Where did he send it? Is it on?
I don't know if it's old or new, but there it is.
On?
Somebody just sent it to me. Footlong Foles sent it to me.
Yeah, where?
It's on my Twitter account on Footlong Foles. He just sent it to me like 2 minutes ago. He said, can we talk about this Jose Pick throwback Pistons jersey?
Let's see. Footlong Falls.
Jenkintown Road is the correct answer. Right near the Lulu Shrine Country Club out there.
Is that really? That's not.
That is Jose.
Is it?
Absolutely.
It is Jose. Holding a baby.
I think it's right off like the second green, if I remember.
Lulu Temple, baby.
That place looks like it's in great shape. The new clubhouse looks great. Golf course looks great.
Oh, I thought you meant the 19th hole lounge.
Nah, that looks the same. That looks the same
you
as
think
when I
it's
used
been sanitized inside there enough?
Not since 1990.
The only thing that would sanitize that would be flamethrowers.
Exactly. Yeah. A good fire bombing.
Jose says, where's...
Welcome back to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on SiriusXM 211.
The show never ends. That's the best part of it. You know, a lot of radio stations, they go into a break and the host goes away for 10 minutes and comes back and they're playing another record.
Goes and gets coffee and then drinks it and
It
spills it on
all
themselves.
over, throws headphones at other people.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen here. We keep the show going. The conversation never stops here, Harry.
No.
We're going to get Jose in here in a second, but you have breaking news.
Yeah,
Harry. For all you golf fans out there, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, suburban Philadelphia golf fans, you go into Lulu, North Hills, or manufacturers, which are just minutes away. Great news. The long wait is over, Tony. The 19th hole lounge will open this Friday, June the 26th. All CDC guidelines will be enforced.
That's what I'm talking about.
Come welcome all the girls back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I asked a question, of course, which is an obvious question. This is an adult establishment.
Yes.
And a lot of guys will go there for the lunchtime crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, Harry, the lunchtime crowd is different than the nighttime crowd.
Day shift different than the night shift.
And again,
yeah.
they're all working hard for
Right.
you, so don't forget to take care of them, even though you may not have gotten your stimulus check yet or be unemployed.
Well, they'll get their stimulus something.
It's one of those places when you're in there for a couple hours in the afternoon and you come out and the sun hits you, you're like, oh, my
you like melt.
God. Yes.
You like basically melt. Speaking of that, I will have a science update concerning sunshine.
Yeah.
And the Rona. But ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. Somebody posted the picture. Footlong Foles wants to know about the throwback picture with Jose wearing a Detroit Pistons throwback and holding a beautiful little baby. What up, Jose?
What up? What up, Bruno's? What up, Mays? What up, Miss Robbins? What up, Canines? What up, Caleb's? What up, SiriusXM 211s? What up, Yankee Man?
What about Conlon Farrell here?
What up, Conlon Farrells?
What about Joe C?
I already said him.
Oh, I didn't hear Joe C.
I said that on the telephone.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about McAlpins?
What up, McAlpins, Max, and Melissa? Hello, friend.
What up, Jose?
Nothing much, Mays.
All right, explain the picture that Footlong Falls posted. It's you holding a little baby with a man on either side of you, and you're wearing...
I'll give you the description on my picture. That is me.
Mm-hmm.
The baby that I'm holding is my nephew. The two guys on the side is my biological father and my brother.
Wow.
Now, how long ago was that picture taken?
Summer of 2019, 18.
Oh, yeah, so that's only a couple years old.
That's recent.
It's a good picture there, Jose.
Thanks,
Good picture.
because
now
I'm not only I'm a guy that takes care of business, but I'm also What up, Uncle?
That's
Uncle
right.
Jose.
Now, is that an Isaiah Thomas shirt?
Yes, that's a throwback Isaiah from the Bad Boy era.
Nice.
1989.
Beautiful.
First of 2 championships.
Well, you are a lot more hairy now, Jose.
Yeah, well.
Well, it's the Rona. The Rona wasn't around then.
There was no COVID at the time, Miss Robbins.
Exactly.
Before I was just being me.
Yeah, you got a little of that Gorilla Monsoon look going on.
This is Gorilla Monsoon with Lord Alfred Hayes from Boston Garden. Tonight, WWF matchup.
Some people are saying Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy?
Yeah.
I don't follow that porn star.
Other ones you do, but
I've walked
not
away
that
from
one.
him, too. I'm going to take all the pictures I have with him down from my social media so I won't be canceled as well.
Yeah, well, let's get to the business.
Let's get down to the business, Jose. Baseball.
Finally, after bickering and doing Benny Hill offers, I finally get to say it officially again for the 3rd time. Play ball, yo, finally.
Damn right, Jose. It is about damn time. Are you now a little soured on the national past its time?
I will have to say yeah, yo, because why did it take this long after 2.5 months of bickering and flobberknocker negotiations and back and forth on social media to wait till June 22nd?
Are you as pissed off as Harry usually is?
Me and Harry should go to the Cinnamon and bust a couple of drinks while we discuss why they took so long at some point.
The Cinnamon, what? You mean the Jug Handle Inn in Cinnamon, New Jersey?
Yep. Yeah. What up, Cinnamon? Hold the seat for me and Mays, yo.
Yes,
What about me? They got
What
wings
up,
with my
Bruno?
name on them. My name is on those wing sauce over there, Jose.
Bring Bruno's wing sauce on the house, yo.
Damn right, man.
Bring the fans too while we waiting for 2.5 months.
Whenever I pull into the parking lot on Route 73 over there in Cinnamon, New Jersey, the chickens all run out to greet me.
Yep. And make sure we get that autograph table right outside that restaurant for Bruno's and everyone.
Exactly right. I want to sit outside with the folks.
It really is a lost opportunity.
Give
for
them a
baseball,
microphone.
Yes, it is.
Because they could have had the whole sports, they could have grabbed
They could have been the
everybody.
first sport.
Everybody.
Yeah, before anybody
And they
comes
could really
back.
kind of use that
Absolutely.
publicity.
They
Yeah.
could have grabbed the bull Greg Luzinski by the horns.
Mm-hmm.
No, they pulled a Jerry Martin instead.
Ooh, that's great Jerry Martin knowledge right there, man.
Black Friday, yo. 1978, Game 3 at the Vet.
Wow. I saw a picture today where the vet was originally constructed with the idea of it being a dome.
I know.
Did you see that?
Well, it's not far from here. When I was a kid living here right in this street, I would walk down there. Before the vet was built, there was a little amusement park and a drive-in theater there. Did you know that?
No,
right at
I
that
didn't know.
corner. And I would walk down there, and then they took down the little amusement park at Kiddie Park, and I would walk down there.
The Spectrum was there
The
at the
Spectrum
time.
was across
And
the street.
JFK Stadium, yeah.
Because the Spectrum was 67, and then they started building the vet, and everybody was like, wow, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be. Because, that Connie Mack Stadium at 21st and Lehigh, you had to take the subway, but it was still a cool old ballpark. I love the old ballpark.
I would have loved to have been able to experience that.
I was there at the end, and then the vet, everybody thought it was a palace, and all those cookie-cutter stadiums around that same era. Three Rivers. You know the cookie-cutters, right, Jose?
Riverfront Stadium, Fulton County Stadium, the Vet. What else? I could name a whole slew.
Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium. You mentioned that.
Old Bush Stadium.
Bush Stadium in St. Louis, the original
Right
one.
up 120-degree turf on the field.
And in Oakland, that was another one.
Well, that's still there, though.
That's right. Yeah.
Alameda County Coliseum.
Exactly. You had Three Rivers in Pittsburgh. I think you mentioned that.
Shea Stadium.
Jack Murphy. Shea Stadium.
Yeah.
Jack Murphy Stadium out there in San Diego.
The Murphs, yo. The Murphs.
The Murph is right.
Oh, Qualcomm.
Exactly.
It,
Other than that, Jose.
Other than that, in other parts of the world,
Golf. I want to know about golf, Jose. Golf.
What up, golf? Hello, friends. I'm Jim Nance. Welcome to the Memorial.
That's in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Is Jim Nance, is that a CBS event?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Will there be golf, Harry? Will there be golf for the Memorial?
I hope so.
If there's no memorial, there's going to be one unhostile Mays, yo.
Exactly right, bro.
He's going to be wanting, I want my CBS, yo.
Well, think about it, Jose. If they can't keep golf on the rails, there's no way they're going to be able to play the other sports.
Yeah, because Golf draws Mays. Mays draws golf. What up, fairways on 18?
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, Jose.
Yep.
What up, Ricky Fowlers?
What up, Ricky Fowlers?
And what up, Ricky Elliott and Ken Coomboy?
Oh, those are the two caddies.
Those are the two caddies.
Yeah.
What up, Ricky and Kate Coombays?
That's Ken Coomboy, or Coomboy, I think his name is.
Whatever.
And then Ricky Elliott is Brooks Koepka's caddy, and then that Kevin Coomboy, whatever his name is Graham McDowell.
It's going to be great naming these last names in unison.
Exactly right. Not Ricky Bobby. He is not appearing
Sorry,
this week.
but that's a fictional character in a movie that's regarded by NASCAR racing.
Exactly. Jose, good stuff, man. Once
Thank you,
again,
man.
bringing the funk, the alacrity, the intensity, and the knowledge. Larry Boa is going to join us in the next hour, Harry. We'll break down all the rules about spitting and all the other things that baseball players won't be able to do with Larry Boa. That's coming up. Stick around. It is What Up Wednesday.
What up?
We have. Don't forget to let everybody know about the giveaway.
The golf bag.
The golf bag. Big. It's beautiful, and not only is it a fantastic bag, it's going to have the Tony Bruno Show with Harry May's logo on it.
Yes. Where's the bag? Can we grab that bag?
You can even request to have your name put on there.
Yes. We'll embroider it for you. We won't. The professional embroiderers will.
The drawing is going to be on July 1st.
1 week from today.
1 week from today, exactly. So there's more than enough time to enter and for everybody to get their entry. You have to be following or subscribing on Facebook. On YouTube and Twitch. But it is free to enter.
Now, this isn't organized here. Look, the nonsense in front of Trump Tower with the debunked hands up thing, painting it. They're going to paint the words right on the Trump Tower in New York.
Oh, Jose
Organic.
posted that photograph on Father's Day on his Facebook.
Oh, awesome.
That's nice. Pat Canine, sorry, I missed this photo. Oh, that was a long time ago.
Philly's virus count is at 12.
It is?
Yeah.
The headline on the Daily News on Friday was Philly's Fever. That's what it said on the front page, Philly's Fever.
Wow.
So you got the mayor of New York's personal hoe ripping Trump as a disgrace to New York, while the city is now having fireworks being shot at homeless people on the street and people being gunned down everywhere and run over.
Dean, WGH Dean, well, you don't have to worry about having Tony and Harry's name on your bag because you're not going to win this bag. You're
Did you bring the bag over? I got somebody to bring the bag over. Killing me, man.
He's going to get it. So, yes, since Dean won last time.
Welcome back to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on SiriusXM 211.
It is a What Up Wednesday, and it's a What Up Wednesday, Rimshot Wednesday, too, Harry. You are killing me, Smalls. And we have the big announcement now, Harry, about the Loud Bag giveaway. We gave one of these, baby. We gave away the monster bag, the Tour Professional
John Daly
version,
yes.
The same bag that he carries with him around.
Right.
I'm not talking about his ex-wives either.
No,
I mean,
no.
that's a different bag, so to speak. This is the bag that somebody will be winning 1 week from today. It's the Flagadelic bag. It's got too many clubs in it, though. But I want people
Yeah,
to see
the clubs are not included.
No, clubs are not included.
Right.
Those are collectors in there.
Right, exactly.
Just that Tommy Armour Persimmon driver I have in there is worth thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm going to take it to the pawn shop in Vegas the next time I go there and sit in there and say, do you know who used this club? And then they'll have an expert come in and look at it and say, I got to authenticate this.
Right.
And then they come in and it says it's worthless. But it's the Loudmouth Loud Bag giveaway, Flagadelic, and you can get this baby. And on the side, one of the side pockets, Harry, the back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you usually put in there now? What do you put in there? That's like a shoe bag.
A shoe
I think.
bag, I
No,
think.
that's not the shoe bag.
No?
It's too small.
Oh, is that that's the cooler, right?
No, that's not the cooler.
I don't know.
Anyway, it's going to have the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays logo on, and then your name, if you want it, will be engraved into the bag if you are the grand prize winner. How do you win this bag? You're probably asking right now, Harry.
How do we win it, Tony?
Well, we don't have to win it. We have our own.
And that's a retail value of $350.
Exactly right. So if you
that's
want
the
to win,
grand prize.
How does everybody but Dean win the bag?
It's a very simple thing. Very simple thing. All you got to do is go on our Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Tony Bruno Show. You must follow the show on there. So it doesn't cost you anything to follow. You just download twitch.tv/Tony Bruno Show. That's where you can see the show every day. It's the only well, we're on YouTube and other places as
you
well.
can see it elsewhere, but that's the only place where we follow all the chat room.
Right. And so what happens is when you hashtag in there, what is the official hashtag, which will automatically count as an entry? So there's no switching in the back. There's no hanky-panky. Every time you do the hashtag, loud, not at Loudbags Inc.
It's hashtag
not
loud.
at. It's
no.
hashtag Loudbags Inc. LOUDBAGSINC. Hashtag only.
Mm-hmm.
And then that automatically is registered as your entry. And then next week, next Wednesday, the computer, the robot, will automatically pick from everybody who entered, and that one person will get an entry. So you can't get 15 entries. You can't pad the ballot box. You can't vote if you're dead. Though if you're dead and somebody votes for you and they have you're following me on Twitter from the grave, we'll accept that too. Because this is a democracy after all, Harry.
Well, there's no mail-in voting.
No mail-in voting.
Nope.
It
It's
doesn't
all
matter what your
automatic.
political party is.
Right.
Everybody's eligible to win.
There's not going to be any drawing out of a bucket and where I can feel if there's like a little corner turn and I can choose something.
The frozen envelope?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that.
Now, you see what
This
happens?
is-
When people, I just see, now people are doing it, and as soon as you put in hashtag Loudbags Inc., Streamlabs, the company that monitors this, says, there it is, you received one ticket.
Right.
So you receive one ticket, not a golden ticket. You got to do something a little extra for that. Now, if you're a woman and you're really hot,
that's automatic.
Then you get an automatic golden ticket. Right. You know what I'm saying,
right?
Huh?
And one of those fast passes.
And one of the
get you to the
I'll
front
even
of the
throw in
line.
a box of Titleist Pro V1s.
Pro V1Xs?
Exactly.
Yes.
The pink ones for the ladies. How about that, huh? You got any extra pink ones in the trunk of your car?
No, I don't. Gave them all to the wife.
Doesn't the Lima play the color
yeah,
back?
Gave them all to the wife.
Now, what's her favorite color, huh? Because, they're back. There's professional PGA. Doesn't Bubba Watson have use colored balls?
He uses a colored driver, too, and color. He uses a yellow ball, I believe.
He uses the pink driver.
And the pink driver from time to time.
Several people are asking if they have to pick the bag up. No, you are eligible anywhere in the United States. We're not shipping it internationally, but anywhere in the United States.
In the lower 48.
You are eligible to win, and you will have it shipped to you, and you can choose to have the logo and your name put on there or not. If you don't want to, that's fine as well.
And obviously, if you want it embroidered, you're not going to have this by the 4th of July weekend.
No.
Because we're giving it away next Wednesday. And then our buddy Dean down there in Florida, who runs the organization, who's in charge of the Loud Bags, he will then ship it to you, get your information. And if you want it embroidered, you'll have to wait a little longer because it's not a sticker, it's not a tattoo, it's an actual embroidery. Somebody gets that needle, one little old lady sits there and then gets the needle and thread, sort of like Betsy Ross did.
But not in China.
Not in China. This will be done here in the U.S. of A., Harry. Because if we had to send it to China and send it back, you won't get it till Christmas. Yes.
Tony, all your Twitch followers, we should remind them to also follow you on Instagram at Tony Bruno Show, where there's even more details about the bag with better pictures and video I took prior to the show today.
And also, That's the grand prize, but there is going to be a second place and a third place winner of a utility head cover and a driver head cover.
So so the second prize will be the driver head cover, and the third place will be
a utility head,
not the putter ones, because this is the putter head cover that I have right here.
Yeah,
I could hurt somebody with this.
You could.
If I pulled this out on the street of Philadelphia, I'd get shot because it looks like a gun. It's like a red, right American flag gun. Should make those. I think they'd be really a super patriot then. You have one of these babies. Just don't drive around when our buddy Jack in the back is driving around.
Right, he
yesterday.
seems to attract
He attracts gunfire wherever he drives. That's why he lives in Jersey. Meanwhile, so that's the way you enter. It's that simple. You don't have to pay for anything. You don't have to buy chances. None of that stuff. Can you also get a signed Bruno banana hammock picture? That's special. You have to pay for that. I'm sorry.
That's above my pay grade.
That's in my OnlyFans account. You'll have to go to my OnlyFans account if you want the personalized banana hammock autographed Tony Bruno. Black and whites only, though. No color.
Right. Wow.
You have to be 18 to enter, but 21 to drink at the 19th Hole Lounge, Harry, or any other places, depending on where you are. My head cover's name is Karen. David in Vegas.
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
They're about to shut Vegas down again, Harry. They're about to shut everything down again, man.
No.
Yes. You see what's happening. There's spikes in certain states.
Right.
And then people cheer against the states where people are going out. But I have an important story. Do you have more information right there?
I was just going to say real quick, they shut down 2 casinos in Arizona already this week over the spikes.
I hear you, man. Because there's a lot of people hanging out together.
Right.
Not Spike Eskin. He's not eligible either. Thank you. Anyway, so speaking of the coronavirus, big story today. It's science again. You know, there's a lot of stuff that people call themselves science. It's not. This is This is not undocumented. This is documented science, Harry. Do you know that if you go out in the sun and you lay out in the sun,
vitamin D,
the summer sun, especially right now where it's the hottest because we are right in the middle of summer.
Right.
The beginning of summer, the sun is at its highest point in the sky.
And it has a lot of UV.
UV rays, so you can use sunscreen. But scientists are saying that the summer sun can wipe out at least 90% of COVID virus in less than a half hour.
Now, where did you get this?
I got it from a scientist. It was in the New York Post, but it's not a New York Post story. It's from Science. I'll have to get the whole story and print it. Did I send it to you, Robin?
Was this on one of your science shows that you watched
No.
late
This
at night?
was in a newspaper. I have all these newspapers that I look at every day, and then I aggregate and pick out the stories that we do. We look at all the papers. And the story it had a woman laying on a beach in a bikini. That's what caught my attention first, of course.
Yes.
And then it said the summer sun can kill coronavirus in 34 minutes. And then I jokingly responded saying, I only need about 4. And then somebody said, 4? How about 3? So there's the story, Robin. Where is the science coming from? This is not a made-up story. This isn't fake news. This is real.
Well, it says study published earlier this month. You got to click on a link.
Yeah, no.
No, just read where the study was published.
I'm looking. Hold on a second. There we go.
For more than a century,
is that me?
Our workers
hold on.
and dealers and engineers.
Robin?
Yes, sorry. This is from PubMed.gov. It is a study out of...
It's in the story in the New York Post, too, Robin. You don't have to go read through the scientific actual paperwork, which has 100 paragraphs. It says where the study is in the story. I told you that.
The study
I hate to do it to you, Robin. Damn it.
The study appeared in the Journal of Photochemistry and Photobiology, and it was authored by Jose Luis Sagrapanti and David Lytle, scientists who are retired from the U.S. Army and Food and Drug Administration.
So these are real scientists.
Yes.
All right.
This isn't Dr. Vinny Boombots. This isn't Bill Nye, the fake science guy.
Okay, we were just checking, Tony.
Okay, I told you it was in the story.
Dr. Vinny Boombots.
Exactly. My former doctor.
Yeah.
So now they say that if you're in UV sunlight, it will destroy the virus in various cities across the globe during different times of the year. Obviously, this is a model that they used to eliminate the estimated solar inactivation of viruses like Ebola and Lassa. So the bottom line is the sun the strong sun in
Is good
34
for you.
minutes will if there's Ebola virus, not Ebola, if there's coronavirus on like your cooler and you're out on the beach and you touched it and somebody has it and somebody touches it, that'll be wiped out in less than a half an hour.
Wow.
So go out on the beach, bring a cooler, bring a skimpy bikini so you don't get the bad tan lines and stuff. Or go naked, actually.
Yeah.
But just make sure you cover
So
yourself
by
up.
that logic,
You need sunscreen.
all
though.
those people
absolutely.
out on the beach should be just fine,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they're being told to go back inside and don't go into New Jersey, Connecticut, or New York. Who the hell wants to go to those states anyway? Except the people who live there, and unfortunately they have to go back there every night. Governor Cuomo, of all people, tell you, we're going to make sure people from these states don't come into our state.
They don't want to go up there.
You're damn right they don't, and I love New York.
I don't.
I know 34 minutes is quite less than a half hour. 34 minutes. I don't know how they got to 34. I'd still feel safe after a half an hour. How about that? Let's just call it an even half an hour.
Yeah. We'll round it down.
Exactly. That's what we do, rolling averages on the show, don't we, Harry?
Yes. Now, did you see there's another NBA player that tested positive for the coronavirus, Tony?
Is this breaking NBA news?
Yeah, well, I saw this today. Malcolm Brogdon, the guard for the Indiana Pacers.
I know who he is, yes.
He's 27. He's quarantining after testing positive, but he says he will join his team down in Orlando once the quarantining period is over and he's negative.
Yeah, and that hopefully will be in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening with all these sports. The baseball players, Larry Bowa is going to join us this hour.
He's
and we'll
doing
talk
well.
to him. That's good.
Yeah.
And, you know, the guys that are bowing out that don't have COVID, they're the real stories. Trevor
Avery
Ariza,
Bradley is
Avery Bradley
he's
of
a
the Lakers.
starter for the Lakers,
Right.
but he's bowing out apparently because one of his kids, he's got a son, I believe, is 6 years old,
Right, has a
and is
respiratory
susceptible
situation.
to respiratory issues.
And that's
So,
understandable.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Those are understandable situations.
Yeah.
Guys that just don't want to go because they're worried about their next contract, I don't get it.
Well, if you're playing for the Wizards, though, I get it.
Yeah, if I was playing for the Wizards, I wouldn't tell anybody. That's the first thing I would do. I would go into witness protection and stay the hell out of D.C. too, because it's even more dangerous there just walking around in Washington than having the COVID.
I agree.
So you're a double loser. If you play for the Wizards and you live in D.C., you got the double whammy loser double header, Harry. Speaking of double headers, a man who's played in many of them. Great shortstop, managed them. And all
He's
the
gotten
other,
thrown out of some doubleheaders,
absolutely.
too.
And has one of the greatest memes on that you can find
Oh,
of
yeah.
him coming out of the dugout.
Oh, no, I thought you meant sleeping.
No,
Oh,
the
that's
woman
a great
comes
one.
out of the dugout and yells an expletive at the umpire. Larry Bowa is joining us next right here. Stick around. You know the one I'm talking about where he goes,
Yeah,
he goes,
I do
"Go
remember that
F
one."
yourself." He points at somebody.
Yeah.
I think it was I don't know if it was the umpire or another player on the other team. Oh, McAlpin's. Oh, he didn't leave you out.
No.
Because McAlpin says, so a little birdie told me Jose left me out
No,
on
he
today's
didn't.
What Up. I said, no, he didn't. I got it right back
he
to
did
him.
not.
He didn't in the original roll call.
Roll call. Jesus.
His roll call. It is a roll call for him.
And he got the kids in, too.
Yeah.
McAlpin's.
We need to put in a good name for They need to. The Phillies
Oh,
need
look,
to hire.
there it is. Do I look like the Gorton's fisherman? Is this a poll? Who put this poll up today?
Guillermo.
It's either Colin or
No,
Caleb.
it's not. It's one of our great Twitter followers, Frank Lyon,
Oh.
2014, puts up a picture of the Gorton's fisherman and then me with a similar hat, except this is not really a similar hat. That's more of a fedora. The Gorton's fisherman has the yellow rain hat on.
I'm blanking. Why am I blanking? Who was the PR chick at WIP forever?
Cindy Webster.
Webster.
Phillies need to hire her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'd be perfect if they're hiring anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what WIP did to her is just out of all the people that should never have been let go. What's the crab count, Tony?
I want it set, and I want it now.
Big Dipper PhD. What up? What up?
All right, we got Larry coming back in about 20.
Okay.
Now, he's still with the organization, right? He's still working with the Phillies, right?
Yeah, last I knew. Yeah.
What's all the banging over there?
Welcome back to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on SiriusXM 211.
Well, we got a Loch Ness Monster sighting, Harry. I thought it was gone and debunked, but even that's back now.
I know.
That's a big fish. That ain't no Loch Ness Monster.
Gigantic fish.
It's huge. Or as they say on ESPN Outdoors, it's a nice fish. Nice fish. Meanwhile, let's go to a man we love on the show. I go way back when he was a rookie. Back in the day. He's now a senior advisor to the general manager of the Phillies. He is the great Larry Bowa, shortstop, manager, coach, and a man who gets fired up occasionally. How are you, Larry?
I'm doing good, Tony. How you guys doing?
Good. Harry's good. Now, you've been playing any golf?
Yeah, I've been teeing it up a little bit, yeah.
So you're down in Clearwater. Have you escaped the Rona? What's going on? Oh, you're not in Clearwater, right?
No, I got out of there quick. A good thing, too.
So you were down there, so you came back
Oh, yeah,
up.
I was down there the whole spring. Hell, they told us, let's go, got to get out.
So now that there's guys down there, obviously, and we're hearing about the cases, 5 players and then another 3.
There's 12 total
12
in the
total people in the organization down there. As part of the organization, what are you hearing? Because the word now that the baseball situation is straightened out and guys have to report, I'm assuming, up here to Citizens Bank Park to do the training because you're not going to go back to Florida, right? So those people will have to wait and then clear quarantine and then come back up and start next Wednesday, July 1st?
Yeah, that's what I understand. And the other thing that I heard through a pretty good source is that wasn't contacted while they were doing their workouts down there. They had the social distancing and all that stuff, and they brought guys in an hour. It was done when they left the ballpark. So, guys go into a restaurant or a bar and have a beer and no mask, or whether they go out on a boat and fish with no mask. I heard that it was the guys that got sick, it didn't happen on the baseball field. So that's a good thing. As long as guys can discipline themselves a little bit, hopefully this thing can come off.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be the reality now. I mean, if anybody thinks that, you're going to put all these people together in one spot and you're never going to have any positive tests, it's just like with the PGA Tour. They've been back at it now for 2 weeks, and they're starting to get 7 positive tests. It's going to happen, but you just have to have protocols in place for quarantining the people and moving on, right?
Yeah, I agree here. And the other thing, let's face it, if you're 25 years old and you're in the big leagues and you're on a road trip and you go and play a night game and then you go back to your room, are you going to sit in your room for another 18 hours? Good chance you're not. But you got to use your head a little bit and pick your spots where you go and try to stay away from crowded areas. Like you said, it's going to be difficult because you get 2 guys test positive one day, and then 3 days later it's up to 4, then it goes up to 8. So there's definitely a challenge here, but I think that's one of the reasons they have 60 people, 60 players, where you're going to have so many of them at Lehigh Valley. So if guys do go down at the big league level, the guys at Lehigh Valley who will be working out and playing inter-squad games, you'll be able to replace them. Because if you're tested positive, it's like an automatic 2-week quarantine. So I think they're prepared that way. It's just a matter of who you lose and when you lose them.
Right.
Now, Larry, since obviously we knew in advance that there was not going to be bubble cities like the NBA is doing and like hockey's going to do, we knew that the ballpark here would have to be sanitized, so they've been working on that to get it ready. So when they get up here to the ballpark, right down a couple blocks from us here, that place is going to be cleaned out, just like the facility was down there in Clearwater, right?
No question. I mean, I think I don't think that part of it you're going to have to worry about. And the way they have it structured right now is, from what I gather, the starting lineups in the field and the extra guys, they're sitting in the stands basically. They don't even want them in the dugout. So you're obviously you sit apart from each other. If you're sitting in the stands, and then if Joe Girardi needs a pinch hitter or something, just tell a guy maybe an inning before, hey, get ready. You might be going in or pinch hitting. So I think those things are going to be under control. I just think it's going to be when you leave the ballpark, when you go home to your family, who's your family seeing?
Mm-hmm.
If you have a visitor coming in to watch you guys, since the season started up. I think those are the issues I think that are going to be more important.
Hey, Larry, what's your overall impression or opinion of the way this was all handled, how we got to where we are today? And, you look at this and maybe say, why couldn't this have been done in May? And baseball could have started actually playing games, maybe by now and captivated the sports fan for a full month before these other sports start coming back.
Yeah, Harry, the timing of it wasn't very good, I don't think, on our part. I don't want to say whose fault it was, the owners, the players. I've been in a lot of these strikes and shutdowns, and it gets pretty nasty at times. But the way this thing came about with the virus, people out of jobs, unemployment way down, people they couldn't get meals in time to feed themselves, and the way it came down, it just didn't look good to society. Like you said, we could have been the only game in town if we would have gotten together and made an agreement, but it didn't happen. And like I said, I've been in some of those, and it gets nasty. And I really, to this day, looking at it last night and everything, I have no idea what they left on the table or what they got. I do know after 2021, there's a big-time agreement coming up, and that's not going to be fun to watch, believe me.
Yeah, and I'm hearing, and obviously the salaries, to me, Mike Trout, it's going to be 37% of the salaries. So Mike Trout is not going to make $37.7 million. He's going to make $14 million. The Jarrett Coles and the Greinke's and the Strasburgs and these $30+ million guys, they're not going to be hurting, obviously. It's the minimum salary guys, because the minimum salary was $563,500 for the whole season, and they're going to make $208,700, and that's going to hurt a lot of young players, but that's still better than nothing, and I guess that's what you have to realize if you're a player, right? Especially if you're a young guy.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tony, and I do think that on that minimum salary, there was a certain amount when this thing got shut down that they got to borrow on that. So they're not even probably going to make anything close to prorated on the minimum. It'll be prorated after the money that they got maybe in April and May. So, no, you're right. It's the guys that are making the minimum, the young kids that trying to establish themselves. They're the ones probably got hurt. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked at all if there's some players, and I can understand it, because this thing's nasty. They have 2 or 3 kids at home, and they've had pretty good success at the big league level, and maybe they have a 4-year contract, and they might say, you know what, I might just sit out the rest of this year. I'll see you guys in spring training. I don't know that for a fact, but it wouldn't shock me, because obviously your family's health is very important, and when you have young kids involved or you have a wife maybe that's pregnant, those things all come into play. So it's going to be interesting to see how this thing plays out.
What's your thoughts on the DH coming to the National League now and extra innings starting off with a guy on second base, Larry?
Well, I tell you, I've always been old school on the DH. I like the pitcher hitting, but I will say this. After watching the last 3 or 4 years, the 2 pitchers, it's a liability when they get in the batter's box. When we played, pitchers at least knew how to bunt. They haven't picked up a bat maybe since high school. So if you try to teach them how to bunt, they wrap their fingers around the bat, they get hit by a pitch, it's a broken finger. Mm-hmm. They lay down a bunt, they run to first, they blow a hamstring. They try to slide head first, they hurt their shoulder. So I've changed my mindset on that. I think I'll sort of get used to DHs. I think that that's going to probably be the wave. As far as the other hair, I'm not on that. But again, I get where they're coming from. You don't want a 16-inning game because of the virus. You want to get off the field as quick as you can. I'm shocked they haven't put a 10-run rule in. I mean, everything's going to be different anyway. So you might as well throw that in there.
Or put a little line out off of first base. You can only take a 3-foot lead, like
right,
in Little
that's
League.
Exactly. I mean, they say they don't want you to be close to each other. I'm anxious to see if you're going to hold a runner on first base for that or try any pickoff plays. So I don't know. If the guys stay healthy, I think we can get used to some of the rules that they're changing for this year. Obviously, next year I don't think they're going to be a different mindset. But to get through this year in 60 games, it's going to be like a sprint. So whoever gets out of the gate the quickest. I was looking at the schedule, and the American League East and the National League East are two good divisions. They got to play each other 40 times, and that's going to be tough. So we'll see what happens. To me, whoever has the best bullpen is going to win this thing because starters aren't going to be able to go deep into a game.
Mm-hmm.
So you figure the first couple times out, maybe 3, sometimes maybe 2, 3, then gradually get up to 5. So you're going to rely on your bullpen, and then obviously the depth of your bullpen. You have a bunch of guys that are going to be at AAA there working out. That if you interchange, you're going to come up and have quality guys come up here. So I really believe that whoever has bullpen strength and depth, they're going to be the teams that probably have a chance of getting into the playoffs.
Talking with the great Larry Bowa, assistant to the general manager with the Phillies, former great player, former coach, former analyst. I mean, this guy's done everything in this business.
MLB Network.
MLB Network. Now, Larry, how about these things? No spitting, no high fives, no water coolers, bring your own pine tar. What about seeds? I mean, obviously there can't be the seed packs and the poor guy that has to clean up all the seeds in the dugout. I mean, at least he doesn't have to worry about anything this year, he or she, whoever's cleaning up the seeds in the dugout.
You know what, Tony? And people probably making fun of that. It's amazing how players rely on that stuff. I even heard bubble gum. You got to be careful where you spit it out and everything. Can't spit. Players just spit. That's just a habit. You start that when you're in Little League because it looks cool. And then as soon as you put that uniform on, you want to spit. So these are things I'm telling you.
And grab your cup.
Yeah, you got to grab your cup and spit at the same time. I learned that in the Naked Gun movies. Remember Enrico Palazzo and those guys? Jay Johnstone, who was in that movie. Remember Jay Johnstone did the whole everybody grabbed their crotch and spit at the same time? That was hilarious.
Yeah. And as far as throwing water coolers, I used to do that anyway, so they might have to stop that.
Now, what about trash cans in the dugout? I mean, when the Astros play, there's going to be trash cans being banged everywhere, Larry.
Unbelievable. I just wish that there were fans in the stands because I'm sure if you played the Astros, guys would be banging the cans and everything.
No
question. Funny to watch.
No cold cut table to overturn.
Yeah, you can't overturn the cold cuts after the game.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. And the other thing, people don't realize this, that fans get you the adrenaline going. When you get ready to take the field, especially when you're at home, and say you're down or running in the 7th inning and you're leading off and you get on base, now you see the fans get into it. It sort of jacks everybody up. You're not going to have any fans there. That's going to be very interesting to see how it plays. I remember in spring training when I got called up from the minor leagues, I went to my first spring training game, and they had what they call B games. You start at 9 o'clock in the morning. There wasn't a soul around. They wanted to make sure you get 2 games in, and that was hard to play. And I can't imagine established big league players are going to take the field with nobody in the stands, and it's going to be interesting because a lot of those guys, they feed off the fans. And they get you going. Believe it or not, they get you going.
Well, the Philly Fanatic will be allowed, I understand.
Is that true? I heard he wasn't. Oh,
no,
okay.
I just read today in the Philadelphia Daily News, Matt Breen wrote a whole breakdown of all this stuff. A good job in Daily News today if you want to read it, that the Philly Fanatic will be allowed. But I don't know if he's going to be – I'm looking for it here because it's like a really in-depth thing, and I didn't circle that. The team's mascots will be allowed into the ballpark, but they're not allowed on the field.
Oh.
So that's what's going to go on.
Well, then our guy could sit in right field and right over that wall there and talk with Harper. Then he could move around to left and talk with McCutcheon.
Yeah, maybe they could play Fortnite during the game since there's no fans. He can't blow the thing in people's faces, right? That that tongue thing that comes out.
I know it. So I'm glad he's able to go on the field. At first, I didn't think he was, but that's good that he is. I mean, not on the field, but attending the game.
But the other interesting, Texas is going to allow limited numbers of fans in the ballparks
really?
there. Yeah, from what I'm understanding. According to the story, the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros are going to allow a limited number of fans in the ballparks.
Wow, I didn't know that because there's one state that their spike's going up every day. They're Arizona, and from what I gather, right now Toronto has no home field to play in. I heard they couldn't get in there till sometime in August. So there's rumors that they might play in Buffalo because Buffalo real close, obviously, and they have a AAA stadium there. There's also rumors that they would go to their spring training site in Dunedin. And looking at Florida right now, I don't know if you want to be around Florida right now, so I don't know where they're going to go.
Yeah, and there's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, too. Players or managers who leave their position come within 6 feet of an umpire or an opposing player for the purpose of arguing or engaging, subject to immediate ejection and discipline. So, Larry, there's no way you could play under these rules right now.
Hey, Tony, I'd be done. I'll watch it on TV. I'll see you guys in spring training next.
Larry, you're aware of the one meme, right, where you're coming out of the dugout and throw a profanity and point at somebody? That's like one of the more popular baseball memes on the Internet.
You know what? I used to, at times, I would get, if I saw our team that was really, like, they were lethargic or something, I would tell, like, if Book was in the dugout with me, I'd say, Book, these guys need to be woke up. So that's the first quick, close play that went against us. I go out there. A couple times it worked. You know, after a while it didn't. But a couple times it got the crowd into it, and the players got a little jacked up. But that's the one thing I miss is managers arguing with umpires, because really there's nothing to argue about. You got the instant replay, and eventually they're probably going to have that robo umpire back there, so you can't argue with that. So, that part of the game I definitely miss. And it's just it's something that you look back on when you were growing up. You see managers and players argue with the umpire, and I thought that at times was pretty
you
good.
go back, Billy Martin. How about Earl Weaver turning the hat completely around so that the brim would be out of the way so he can get as close to the umpire's face as possible?
Awesome.
Lou Piniella. There's nobody around like that anymore. Is there, Larry?
No. No, and as a manager, you basically are told, don't bother going out to argue balls and strikes, because if you do, as soon as you take one step, you're out. You can't argue the replay because the umpire that made the call, he's getting it from New York, so it's not his fault. And you can't get on the phone and talk to the guy in New York. So it's wasted energy. So you just sit in the dugout. And whatever happens, happens.
And my favorite rule, all pitchers may carry a wet rag in their back pocket to be used for moisture in lieu of licking their fingers.
Right, can't lick the fingers, Tone.
Wow. They're liable to have some guys. Gaylord Perry and those guys, they'd have a rag that they didn't rinse out. And that thing would be like, you talk about water, you get all kinds of water. And then he could load it up again. And,
well, that's the best part, because pitchers could carry a wet rag, but the umpires will have the right to check the rag at any point. Because you're right, the guy's going to load it up with Vaseline or anything.
Oh, yeah, you can do anything you want with it. And then, obviously, if the hitters think there's more than just a damp rag, they can say, hey, go out and check this guy. But
then the umpire's got to get close enough to pull the rag out and check it. Then what happens? Then everybody gets infected.
Yeah, here's the question I was going to ask you guys, because if you read all this, the umpire and the catcher, they're right there together.
Mm-hmm.
He's leaning right over his shoulder and everything.
Right.
That's not social distancing unless you have a guy umpiring from the stands behind home plate.
But the umpire could have a mask on. He has a regular mask, but I'm saying the umpire will probably have to have a face mask on.
Yeah,
a thin one so that there's no spit coming out, or a shield.
Yeah, they can put the shield over the front
but
of his
you also perspire. You get a 90-degree day with humidity. It might go down the side of your face, down your arm. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's going to be fun to watch. I just hope nobody gets sick to the point where it costs somebody their life or anything. I do know that people that got the so-called people that we have that were tested positive, none of them had to go to the hospital and stay for more than 2 or 3 days or anything like that. So
it's guys like you and me, Larry. Guys who are in our 60s now. You got to worry about this stuff, man.
Oh, I know it. I haven't gone too many places, but I've been working out, walking, and playing golf. So I'm having a good time right now.
Now you're in Jersey.
As long as that thing stays away from me.
Are you in Jersey or in Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm. And so
I live near Harry.
He lives right near me.
Oh, I know you. Okay, so you've been playing with the noodles in the cups, right?
With the styrofoam in the cup, Larry.
Oh yeah, everything. Yep. Although I've gone to driving ranges and everything, and they don't. When you get the balls in that, they make you have a mask, but when you go, take the mask off. So.
Right.
What about the guy in the car who's like raking the balls up? Are people still shooting at him, hoping to hit him with a dirty golf ball? That poor guy that has to ride that thing back and forth.
That's a tough job, man. Those guys come right at you, and I'm saying to myself, I don't know if you want to be in front of me right now. I'm not hitting them that good.
Yeah. No, the guys. There are people that purposely try to hit the guy in the ball retriever, man.
I know it.
It's an outrage, man.
But yeah, I'm thinking about this Philly schedule. That's going to be tough playing. You got to play the Yankees, Red Sox, Tampa Bay Rays, right?
Tampa's really good.
Tampa's good.
Toronto's got a good young team. There's only one I don't want to call them patsy, but
Baltimore.
I think,
Yeah.
Because I was going to say Miami, but they've beaten us the last 3 years.
Right.
3 years, so I'm not going to even mention them. I don't want to jinx this, but Baltimore's really the only team that you say, oh, well, we can take a breather here, but other than that, there's some good teams.
Yeah, Baltimore and Detroit are the two teams with the odds posted on the number of total wins that are at 21.5 total wins. Nobody expects them.
Right.
So how about a Detroit-Baltimore World Series? That's what I say.
hey, everybody laughs at that, but you get a team that gets out of the gate, and we've seen it. Every year there's a team that nobody cares on, and eventually, water seeks its own level. By August, they're where they're supposed to be, but for the first 2 months, they're hanging right there, and then all of a sudden, somebody pulls the rug from them. But that could happen.
Sure.
That could very easily happen. A very mediocre team get out of the gate and put up some wins early, and it'd be interesting to see how it plays out.
And it was the opposite case last year with the Nationals, who ended up winning the World Series. They got out, 19-31 or something out of the first 50-some games?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And everyone's saying, oh, they're done, and then they come back and win everything.
Well, it's been fun. Even though we're talking about all these stupid and crazy things that we have to deal with as the players and the managers and the coaches, it's still, I feel good talking about baseball for the first time since March.
Yeah.
I know it. And I've seen the 80 replays. I've seen the 08 replays. I've seen the 93 replays. I mean, they're great, and I love watching them again. But I'm ready for some live action. So
Absolutely.
we'll be able to watch it on television.
And Harry got the big news out there in that area that the 19th hole lounge is reopening on Friday. So I mean, everything's looking better now, Larry.
Things are looking up. Things are looking up.
Harry now has a place to go after he goes out and plays at the 1912 club. Finally.
All right. We just got to make sure he stays away from those wet leaves.
Right.
Exactly.
Go down again.
Yeah, the acorns.
Exactly right. That's where Harry tore up his leg, and now he's back and better than ever out there, spanking the ball all over the place.
I would get something much worse if I went into the 19th hole lounge.
Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly. You never get over that.
Yeah.
Larry, it's great to talk to you. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
All right, guys, you take care.
Thanks. Larry Bowa. Let's give him a roaring round of applause.
Great.
All right, so now our good buddy, Mr. Ice Rink, is giving us live play-by-play on the Twitch stream. He is at the Hockey Hall of Fame. They are announcing the inductees.
Right, at 4:30 it started.
He already started, so he's already posted some now. And I'm trying to find it here. I'm going to look because it's on a continuous stream.
We were actually going to play the Strapper Line calls in the third hour, but why don't we play just his? There's enough time before the break.
Well, because they've already started announcing them, though.
Yes, but he does have a really great Strapper Line regarding some of the people that are being put in and hopefully to be put in.
Okay, well, he's already up to 5, but let's play this because he is one of our great friends. Jeff up there in Ottawa, and I made a mistake earlier. I said Flin Flon was in Alberta. It's in Manitoba.
That's in Manitoba.
And I gave myself one of those. I should know that from Clarkie.
That's where he's from, yeah.
But let's go to the Strapper Line with the great Ice Rink in Ottawa.
Hey, it's Ice Rink in Ottawa. It's a great day to be alive. Today it will be announced that Jerome Iginla will be inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in November. He will only be the third black player inducted into the Hall of Fame. He joins Grant Fuhr and Willie O'Ree. The timing on this couldn't be better, and I think we all need something to feel good about, even if it is coincidental. With the timing, I think Jerome Iginla getting into the Hall during the Black Lives Matter protests and rallies and whatever's going on with Bubba Watson and that situation, it's something poignant that everyone, hockey fan or not, can rally around, and it's a moment that transcends sports and will have a positive impact on the world. And Tony, with the platform that you have as both a respected journalist and broadcaster, I hope this is a bandwagon that you can really drive for all of us. I'm also hoping today that Tom Barrasso gets into the Hall of Fame. It's a joke how few goalies have been inducted into the Hall in the last 30 years. So because it's What Up Wednesday, and in honor of the legendary Jose, I thought I would call out some of the goalies of the last 30 years that are not in the Hall of Fame. So as Jose would say, what up Ron Hextalls? What up Mike Vernons? What up Mike Richters and John Van Beesbrooks? What up Chris Osgoods? What up Jean-Sébastien Giguères? What up Nikolai Habibulins? What up Olaf Kolzigs? What up Marty Turcos? What up Ray Emerys? And to the two goalies that were part of the greatest brawl of all time at the Wachovia Center between the Flyers and the Sens in 2004. What up Robert Esches and Patrick Lalimes? I would love to hear Jose reenact the play-by-play of that brawl with an NHL record 415 penalty minutes someday. Jose, I hope I made you proud with my tribute to you. Tony, Harry, Miss Robin, keep up the great work. Keep your sticks on the ice and watch your 5 holes.
Wow, that's a great call. Rack 'em.
That's a great man right there.
Yeah.
The great ice rink in Ottawa. Of course, it's on the NHL Network now, so we'll put it on. But we know that Kevin Lowe from the great Edmonton Oilers team back in the 80s, he got in today. Dougie Wilson played defense, of course, with the Blackhawks.
McGinley.
And the Shark GM also, he was Doug Wilson. Jerome McGinley giving a live speech now on the NHL Network.
Marian Hossa.
Marian Hossa is in. And so that's what I love about the Hockey Hall of Fame. They don't put like 2 guys in and then go home.
Mm-hmm.
They recognize the greatness of the past. And so we'll keep an eye on that, too, and give you the recap when it's all done. Because this is good. Hockey action knowledge.
Daniel Alfredsson, too. He got in.
Love those Swedes.
Yeah.
Especially the Swedish bikini team. They're underrated and should be in the Hall of Fame one day as well. At least in the IKEA Hall of Fame when they reopen. We're coming right back. 215-462-TONY. 215-462-8669. It's Tony and Harry. It's SiriusXM 211. No goalies, no peace.
Bubba Wallace came out with another statement, which was that I think it's worth reading. It's actually good. He's in a way apologizing.
Okay, we'll read it.
So,
I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's a good.
I know this morning he was still bitter and angry.
No,
Not bitter. He wasn't bitter. He was just still. I think a lot of people have been saying, "Hey, man, they investigated it.
Right.
The FBI was there. 15 agents. Everybody wants things to be investigated and to have some sort of closure.
Because if it had
but
been
he kept
real.
saying that it was a noose. It was a noose.
Right.
It was a noose after the investigation.
But this is a very good statement, and I'm glad he made it.
I wonder if the Zamboni guy's going to get in.
Is there a Zamboni?
Frank Zamboni.
Oh, yeah,
He's the guy who invented the Zamboni. He's
Yes.
in all these other Hall of Fames, like the U.S. Figure Skating Hall of Fame.
He's got to be in.
World Figure Skating Hall of Fame, U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame, U.S. Speed Skating Hall of Fame. But he's not in the Hockey Hall of Fame.
How is that even possible?
You know what that is, don't you?
Now,
It is.
does Hockey Hall of Fame have the same stupid rule as the Baseball Hall of Fame?
No,
Okay.
it's hockey, so there'd be Canadians. It's not Americans. There could be Russians.
His contribution to the game.
Right.
I mean, he should be in.
There've been only he checks in only 7 goalies inducted into the Hall of Fame since 1988.
Is that right? Wow.
I trust Jeff. He knows his
one of
hockey.
those is Patrick Waugh.
Yes. Well, Bernie's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. He was before 88, though.
Since 88, yeah.
Yeah, he was before that. Ken Dryden was before that.
Yeah.
Harry, do you want to read it or you want me to read it when we come back?
I can read it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll leave it up then for you. I will make sure to have it up there when we get back. I have to switch screens first.
Only 7 since 88.
Destro's fan, Lillian Riddle, Hall of Fame
Look at
shoe-ins.
that. That's a Hall of Fame cat right there.
Yes.
I mean, to be able to sleep through this show with all of the great alacrity, intensity, and knowledge that's been spit on this show.
Lillian Riddle are mommy and daddy, and then there's Sir Lawrence. He's the
No Zamboni, no peace is right.
our problem child.
Who didn't get in? Bernie? Do you not come down there with my? I'll get one of those aluminum sticks, not just a stinking wooden stick. when I come after Dean down there in Clearwater. I'll get one of the unbreakable aluminum sticks.
We already have a caller in the wings. D. Connor, that's 32 years, Tony.
What's 32 years?
D. Conrad is responding to something you said, I think.
How many years it is since 88? I know it's he's ripping my math knowledge.
Well, that's easy to do. Who doesn't rip your math knowledge?
I should because I stink at math. What up? That's Lily. Lily has been out cold. She's twitching a little bit there. There she is. See it? She loves it. She loves her daddy. If I held her in my arms and put my picture on Tinder, I'd get all kinds of ass. Trust me.
So are you trying to say that you are a manly man and that whether you are holding a cat or not does not matter?
You're damn right.
Okay, just checking. Just checking.
Welcome back to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on SiriusXM 211.
So the Hockey Hall of Fame inducting a bunch of people today. Jerome McGinley, we mentioned Kevin Lowe, Marian Hossa, Doug Wilson, Kim St. Pierre on the Canadian hockey team, and Red Wings GM Ken Holland so far. And we have breaking news too, Harry.
Yeah, we do.
And the whole situation with Bubba Wallace the last couple of days has been really ugly ever since the reported noose and then the reports that it wasn't a noose or it was a noose. In the FBI investigation yesterday where 15 agents apparently went down there to Talladega to invest. 15 FBI agents.
That's pretty
and
significant.
So I'm one of those people. I didn't call it a hoax. I just, nowadays, there's so much stuff out there. There should be investigations. And luckily they got an investigation quickly.
Right.
And Bubba Wallace is still, as of this morning, was still not believing it. He went on different TVs, went on with Don Lemon on CNN and said, no, it's a noose. It's not a hoax. It is a noose.
I think he was on The View.
He was on The View. That was yesterday morning before the investigation had been completed.
Right.
So I understand that then. He was feeling that there were a lot of people who were saying it was a hoax were simple-minded. Then there was an investigation. It was released during our show yesterday. We read it on the air what the FBI concluded. And that's what I do, and I've always done as long as I've been in this business. Give me the facts, investigate it, give me the findings, and then we'll say, not that it was a hoax, that it was a misunderstanding, that somebody thought it looked like a noose, and it wasn't a noose. And so Bubba Wallace, even this morning, was suggesting that he still believed it was a noose. And now he has issued a statement this afternoon.
On his Twitter feed.
On his Twitter feed, and Harry Mays will read it now.
At Bubba Wallace on Twitter. It's been an emotional few days. First off, I want to say how relieved I am that the investigation revealed that this wasn't what we feared it was. I want to thank my team, NASCAR, and the FBI for acting swiftly and treating this as a real threat. I think we'll gladly take a little embarrassment over what the alternatives could have been. Make no mistake, though, some will try. This should not detract from the show of unity we had on Monday and the progress we've made as a sport to become a more welcoming environment for all. It's a pretty good statement.
Absolutely. And I'm sure he got a lot of blowback from, because NASCAR was seen as the bad guys. They may have set it up.
Right.
He was the guy who brought up the Confederate flag thing a week ago.
Right. There was also that plane that flew over the track with the banner on it.
Yeah, but that was after Bubba Wallace spoke out and said we should get rid of it.
It was Sunday.
And NASCAR agreed to get rid of Confederate flags at Talladega. And then, of course, the people who are diehards who think that still should be a part of it, they flew a flag over. And so that obviously incensed a lot of people. But, NASCAR was caught in a tough spot here. Because remember, I said this yesterday. If NASCAR was racist to Bubba Wallace, why would they give him the number 43 car? Why would Richard Petty, the king of NASCAR, the most famous racer of all time, why would he put him on his team? And why would the drivers all show solidarity and push his car out of the garage? Because they don't hate the guy.
Racist.
Exactly. He's the only African-American driver.
At that level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of other ones. You're right. At
I
lower
think there's
levels.
other ones, yeah.
But as far as NASCAR, they've welcomed this guy. Does he get hassled? Yeah, all these drivers, they go after each other after a race.
They fight.
They're brothers and people who are actually like the Bush brothers fight if they knock each other out.
Yeah.
These guys, you're driving 180 miles an hour and some guy rubs into you and you go into a wall. Yeah. You get pissed off. And so I think, again, I'm not saying that Bubba Wallace hoaxed himself. He didn't. He was a part of this, and the fact that he wouldn't accept the results of the investigation, which was done very quickly.
Right.
There are very few things where you send 15 FBI agents out to get to the bottom of right away. I mean, we've got all kinds of stuff going on all over the country, and the FBI's not investigating it, so at least they went out and investigated it. And I'm glad he's accepted the results of the investigation.
Yeah.
Because to keep this going on and to keep the tension out there of NASCAR's racist, all the, Jamel Hill writing, oh, NASCAR, this is what this sport's all about.
Right.
Without having any evidence that the thing was over. And even after the investigation, she still doesn't accept it.
Right.
And that's the problem that I have. Listen, you want things investigated, and then you're not happy with the results of the investigation?
Because it didn't fit your narrative
exactly.
of what you thought it was.
There were people, and I know there were people who thought it was a hoax from Jump Street. I didn't. Did I suspect it could have been? Yes. But did I go on the air and say this is an absolute hoax?
Yeah.
No. I don't treat things that way. But
there have been a lot of them, though.
But the people who insisted that this was a setup, this is racism, and it was a noose, no matter what they say, I'm not going to accept the fact that it wasn't a noose. They're not saying today, hey, you know what? We made a mistake.
Right.
I'm sorry. They will never acknowledge that they were steadfast in denying any possibility, even after an investigation, that it wasn't a noose.
Right.
And there have been a lot of noose hoaxes.
There have.
And there have been more noose hoaxes than there have been stories where they actually was a noose.
There was one not too long ago up in New York, I believe, at a construction site where they thought it was a noose, and it was really just this rope hanging in a construction site. And they
there was one in San Jose, California recently.
Yeah,
last week.
There was several ropes in a tree, and it turned out
and it was in a park, in a public park. And the African-American man who was out there who put it up, a local television station in the Bay Area, had to go out there because the mayor of Oakland, Libby Schaaf, went out and said, we have racists in San Jose and there's a noose in a park.
Right.
Nooses.
Nooses. There were multiple.
Yeah.
And then a local television station went out, and the gentleman there, African-American guy, says, these aren't nooses. We hung these up in the trees so we can exercise outside. They were part of a system where guys would pull up and women would go into the park and use these contraptions that were put in trees to help do
pull-ups
and exercise.
Yeah.
But the immediate thing, and the mayor here in Philadelphia 2 years ago did the same thing. There was a little playground, and there was a doll that had a rope around it and was tied up into a tree.
Right.
So the mayor of Philadelphia immediately rushes to the scene, calls for an FBI investigation. They'll do anything possible to make sure that we catch the perpetrator.
Right.
Whoever put this noose up. And he had a news conference at this little park here in the city, right. Not far from here.
It was a little kid, right?
It was a couple of kids playing,
Yeah.
and they found a doll, and they put a rope around it. But to the mayor, it was, we have to find these white supremacists who are doing this in our city. Meanwhile, the city's getting burned down, and he does nothing about it.
Right.
So that's the problem with this stuff. If you keep putting up hoaxes and want everybody to believe that everything is real, sooner or later people are going to start doubting it until there's an investigation. And luckily, in all of these cases, every single one, I think there's been like 7 or 8 national news stories that have all been debunked. And when they're debunked, we should be happy.
Right.
But people are angry when they're debunked. They want there to be nooses so it can fit their narrative of the entire country's racist and wants everybody dead.
They want there to be racial strife.
Exactly. Yeah. Listen, I've lived here my whole life. I have never seen a more diverse neighborhood than the one we have here. Blacks and whites, interracial couples, kids, interracial kids. Nobody looks at each other anymore like that. This isn't 1965. This is 2020. Our neighborhood alone has multiple interracial couples, kids. Nobody looks at each other and says, wow, there's a black woman with a white man.
Right.
That is common. That's common everywhere now. So stop with all of this. Everything's racist and everybody's got to be canceled stuff. Jesus, people. This is the greatest country on earth. Why does everything have to be crazy? Why does everything have to be racist? If there's real racism, we'll find it. You don't have to create fake racism so you can say there's racism. Are there racists?
Yes,
Absolutely
yes.
there are. Are there white supremacists marching down our streets?
Yes.
There are?
Well, certainly.
I haven't seen it. Have you seen a white supremacist?
No, but they do exist.
Yes,
Oh,
they
yes,
do.
but they're not marching through streets every night looking for people to terrorize.
No, those are the Antifas.
Exactly,
yes.
There is racism in every single race. Let's not
sure.
beat around the bush. I mean, there is definitely racism on Earth, but it is not as bad as everybody's making it out to be. And I thank God for that.
And, of course, breaking news, the mayor here in Philadelphia now says the city is going to seek the removal of the Christopher Columbus statue in South Philadelphia because he and his DA have ginned up all of these terrorists, the people in the community who didn't want it torn down.
Larry Krasner.
Yeah, Larry Krasner. He should be in jail.
He should.
Larry Krasner is a criminal rogue district attorney. His job is to prosecute crimes, not to allow criminals to run free while making the cops the enemy.
Yeah.
That's a certified, documented fact in this city. And the fact that this guy is still in office is the biggest absolute joke in anywhere in this country. The most disgraceful right here in the city of Philadelphia. Stick around. We're coming back. The big final hour, Harry. Phone calls and strapper line calls and updates all still ahead, so stick around. It ain't a sermon, Cujo. That's called spitting opinion. Try that on your little podcast,
But no, that
strapper.
was a sermon is good.
No, sermon is him ripping me.
Oh, no.
Yes, it is. I know that guy.
Cujo knows that was not you ripping. You're actually saying, like, as a minister, giving a sermon to his flock.
It's not a sermon. It's me giving my honest opinion. I don't have a script. Who's still there?
Chicago.
He's a crumb creep coward.
Do we want to play this 30-some seconds of Ezekiel Elliott detailing his bout with COVID-19?
No.
No?
Is it?
It's on Twitter.
Is he?
He's good, right? He's healthy.
Yeah, he's fine.
He can go back out there and start banging chicks again, man. Not that he ever had to stop.
I think the more people that we talk to and make public about what they went through when they had COVID, the better. Because a lot of people.
I know, but we got to get these updates in. We'll play it if you want. We got to get this pizza update in,
dude.
We've got a
pizza update.
Yeah, the extra meat takes on a new meaning in South Florida story. Didn't you see that? I sent it to you, Robin.
Oh, Tony.
I sent you a pizza story. I even wrote. Extra meat takes on a new meaning at a pizza shop in South Florida, Harry.
Where did you send it to me?
No, Harry did not play golf today. The wife is playing in about 20 minutes.
The wife?
Yeah.
My wife!
Where did you send it to me?
I sent it to where I sent everything, Robin. To the bathroom. I put it in the bathroom.
Oh,
it says
one.
on there.
I
yes.
see it.
What does it say on there, Robin?
No, that's not the headline, but I see it now. Okay.
Extra meat, baby. Extra meat.
Extra meat.
Play action. I love when Bruno gives the Twitch peeps a hard time. LOL.
Yep. Damn it, Robin. I hope we should have a Damn It, Robin club with all the T-shirts. I need a. Should I wear my own Damn It, Robin T-shirt sometime?
Yes, absolutely.
Can I damn it myself?
Yes. We should have like one of those little buttons that you push, like at Christmas, and you plays a Christmas carol. Have it get playing the bump, bumpty bump.
Right.
You know, they have like the little things on like the sweatshirts and stuff, and you push a button. Yeah, exactly. It says "Damn it, Robin," and then you push it, and it goes bump, 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 bump,
bump, bump, bump. That would be funny. Heath, if you're listening, can we get...
Welcome back to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on SiriusXM 211.
Yes, indeed, kids. Yes, indeed. As Marv Albert used to say when somebody would make a big three in an NBA game on NBC. Remember that, Harry? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Wow. Somebody asked Dean on the Twitch stream, somebody asked me Robin's last name, and I said it's Damn It.
Ice Rink in Ottawa says, I heard someone found McMullen's fingers in their chili at Wendy's.
No, see, that's
now
fake
that
news,
is just
Harry.
Awful.
See, we can't spread that. We had enough fake news the last couple of days. Come on. And they're already picking on McMullen again. He wasn't even on today.
He's not on again until Friday.
Exactly. It's only Wednesday.
McMullen, ripping of McMullen is a daily, all day long thing. It is just, it continues.
It's unfair. I call it piling on. It's not necessary in here. This is one big happy family, Harry. Meanwhile, let's go to the phones. 215-462-TONY. Let's go to the Windy City. Go to Chicago. And Kevin out there. Kevin, what's going on, man?
Tony, this whole noose incident is just a microcosm. Everything wrong with America, everything wrong with the media. Just the fact that these people are outing themselves as a bunch of sissy boys who've never been in a commercial garage, who don't know what a loop knot is. I mean, you take one look at that. There's pictures, there's videos of it. Anyone with half a brain could see that's just a handle to pull the garage down. I mean, it's like a 5-inch circle. No one's fitting their head in that. And the fact that they ran with this story, NASCAR, his pit crew, it's obvious they're looking for attention. They're looking for some PR.
I don't see how this helps, but Kevin, I don't see how this helps NASCAR.
No.
I don't see how this helps. I don't see how it helps Bubba Wallace.
Yeah.
He's got endorsements. He drives the most popular number car there is, and he's part of NASCAR. And the fact that people should be embracing the fact that this guy is part of a sport. And by the way, he's from the South. He's from Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
He grew up there with a white father. So it's not like he grew up in an environment where he grew up with a white dad who was teaching him racism or showing him what racism was about. I'm not saying he didn't experience it in his life, but he certainly didn't grow up in an environment in the Alabama in the 60s and 70s era. I lived in Alabama in the 70s. And even then, with George Wallace as the governor, I didn't see a KKK people walking down the streets. And that was 40 years ago. Does it still exist? Of course. But this whole thing that people want to make every single person that's white and from the South a member of the KKK is just absolutely asinine, in my opinion. Thanks, Kevin, for checking in, man.
Now, we got a couple more strapper calls.
Yes, we do.
In the final hour.
Now, we have
show.
one, a gentleman called in, and it was a song. It was a Sinatra tune.
Right.
There's one bad word in it, though. But it's brilliantly done. Did you edit it?
No, so we can...
Wait, well, then pick up the microphone now. Here, Ryan Rossi, ladies and gentlemen.
No, so there was one. That was angry, man. So there was one that the Frank Sinatra one was just drawn out, not 100% clear. The other one had the curse word. There's no curse words in the Sinatra. If you
well,
want to
you know
run
what?
with
We can play it on Sirius, which is not a problem,
Right.
and then we'll just let.
But it's not an actual. It's not Frank Sinatra singing his own song.
Executive decision.
No, it's a mock.
I think we should play it.
Let's run the tape.
Let's roll the tape. Come on, man. People need a little Frankie, even though it's not really Frankie.
Question: where is it? 'Cause it's not in the queue.
What?
It's from Stu No Gods. He put this baby together.
Yeah,
He's
it's
proud of it.
It's the 772.
772, ladies and gentlemen. If you're scoring at home, play that in the daily number tonight. 772. Box it and straight. I don't know why people don't box it, Harry.
The Google Voice transcriber could not handle the singing, so it just has this is what it said. The entire song, him singing, it transcribed it as "Show me off in the sink, wage."
Nice.
Yeah.
But it's I think it's to the tune of Mr. Saturday. Isn't that the song?
I think so. Yeah, but it's totally funky.
Don't get around
much anymore.
Yeah.
One of the great Frank Sinatra tunes. It's not Friday with Frank. It's not Sunday with Sinatra's. It's
not
What
Sid
Up?
Moore.
What Up? It's What Up Wednesday.
Do you see it?
I do not.
There's a lot there.
Hit a refresh.
Refresh it. Hit Control Alt Delete. Then
Unplug
backspace.
it, plug it in again.
Left, right, up, down, and then 772. I think that's how it works. Isn't that the cheat code for the show to make the show get back on track?
772.
No, up, down, back, left, right. Remember those cheat codes in the video games back before Snellbrod and those guys were playing Fortnite on Twitch, Harry?
No.
We still can't find it?
We're like 80% sure we have it.
80%.
So we're gonna play it here. Yeah, 80%'s good odds. Here we go.
Not as good as not dying from corona.
The toilet last night. Shit all over the floor. Wiped it up with my washcloth. Don't wash my face much anymore. Went to whiz in the sink.
Yeah. Everybody down.
Pissed all over the floor. Mopped it up with my toothbrush. Don't brush my teeth much also.
Yeah. Sing it. Oh, yeah, everybody.
That actually sounded like it was recorded in a bathroom.
It was.
did.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a job there. That man's got talent.
That was pretty good.
You should put him on America's Got Talent or South Jersey's Got Talent or Conshohocken has talent.
I think he does need to work on the lyrics just a
No,
little
but the
bit.
lyrics were good. He had the sync. He had the. There's
Yeah.
one bad word in there,
Right.
which we couldn't edit out. But people have heard worse than that in kindergarten. You know what I'm saying?
We'll have to get our buddies at SB Nation to just delete
Beep
that
that
word.
out.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It won't be a problem.
I don't believe that's. That should be not. That word should no longer be part of the 7 words you can't say on
It
radio
shouldn't.
and television.
I agree.
I
but,
agree.
I don't make those rules.
It was pretty funny though. You got to admit, Harry.
It was.
When
It was
I
great.
heard it, simple lyrics. You got to keep it simple. He had a good rhythm there.
Yep.
Did he not have a little Frank?
And I have to say, his voice was pretty good.
pretty good.
Yeah.
If I'm in a bar
Not
and it's
bad.
like 1 a.m. and I'm completely snockered, and I put the money, I'd listen to the whole song. I
Well-
want to hear him do the entire song.
It's like if you're at karaoke night, when he goes up, you're like, oh, thank God, it's not going to be somebody
No,
horrible.
that's good.
Right.
If he got up in the
It's like,
bar and
okay.
sang that,
Yeah.
I would be all over it, man.
Yeah.
I'd buy him I'd buy him a shot and a chaser. Let's go to the phones here, Harry, because we got updates this hour too, Harry. We got to do this pizza update. And by the way, before we go to the phones, you know what happened on this date in 1987, Harry?
87.
That's 33 years ago. If you're scoring at home,
I graduated high school.
was that in 1987, Harry? Robin?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
What sport is it?
It's not a sport.
Oh, it's not.
It's in motion pictures.
Oh, I have no idea.
A motion picture was released on this day into theaters 33 years ago. A movie that could not be made now. This is how far we've progressed as a nation. A movie that was made 33 years ago that could not be made in today's world. You know what that movie is?
No.
Spaceballs.
Oh, okay.
The movie. Spaceballs. The merchandise.
Because it's too politically incorrect.
Oh, yeah. That and obviously the other great Mel Brooks classic.
Oh, from the 70s.
Yeah.
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that hasn't been scrubbed from HBO, Showtime, everything.
Right.
Cinemax.
Between the two, what would be considered more offensive now?
I think Blazing Saddles.
Saddles
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
At least Spaceballs has a lot of, Jewish humor in it, which is always funny.
Oh, yeah.
And
The
apparently
Schwartz,
that's-
when you got the Schwartz in there, Harry.
Can't get enough of that.
Never underestimate the power of the Schwartz. We said that many times.
Yes, we did.
You work with the Schwartz.
With Dan Schwartzman. yes.
Exactly right. Right. All right, let's go to where? Oh, Mike, does that look like Boca Raton to you? It looks like Doc.
No, he wrote it upside down. So.
Mike in Boca Raton down there. I think that's near the pizza place I was talking about a little earlier, which Robin will have the update for. Mike, what's going on down at Boca? You got the COVID second wave coming down there, man?
So they say, but I don't think so. I think it's just all fake news.
Well, you live there.
Tony, I have to say, I'm so happy to hear that you're on Sirius because I'm down here. There's no sports, and I have to tell you that I just always have loved listening to you. But I had to get out of Philadelphia because of that mayor, that district attorney. So I'm now down here in Boca.
That's a good job.
Hey,
it's a
good
mass
for you.
exodus. I recommend everybody, we all get a couple of buses, like 50 buses.
Well, we
and
don't
just
want
get-
everybody
No,
coming
not
down
everybody.
there.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Only take the good people, Tony. Keep some of those crazy liberals out of here.
Well, I don't know if they're liberals. It's not just liberals. It's crazies of all types.
Yeah, there is crazy. Everybody can be crazy.
Exactly right, man. Yeah. So you're in Boca. Now, seriously, I want to seriously ask you a question about what's going on down there. Because, everybody's
Okay, go
going
ahead.
crazy about, oh, look at Florida now. oh, there's a second wave and all these people are testing positive. Now, you go around, you see a lot of people. Have you noticed, are people not wearing masks anywhere?
Everyone's wearing masks that I see. Every store that I'm in, every grocery store, every pharmacy, CVS, they're all wearing masks, Walgreens. No one's walking around without masks. The only problem is I have a daughter who's 21, and she's going out, to these bars or to these restaurants, and the kids are not wearing masks. And, that could be a problem, but, we've kept her in for 2 months or whatever. You can't just keep these kids in anymore. Mm-hmm. And some of them are testing positive, but they have no symptoms. So I really don't know what to say about that.
No, all you got to do is, get tested, have her get tested, and then, people. Now, testing is much easier than it was. I mean, you see, baseball players, golfers are being tested like every day.
Every other day or something.
No, it was back-to-back days. One of the caddies tested negative yesterday and then tested positive today. Mm. So that's what I'm saying. You got to get tested, and you got to be careful. I mean, what else could I say? But the people that are rooting for states like Florida and Arizona to fail, they're the evil people in this world. Those people are bad human beings. When you root for people to get sick and die so it can help your political agenda, whatever the hell it is, it's just sickening, man. It's not the America I know.
Let me tell you about testing down here. My daughter goes to school at Florida State. She came home, she graduated, and she was sick. So we called. We had the doctor approve us for testing for her. They said, get there. Your appointment's at 10, but get there at 9 o'clock because that's how crowded it is. My wife gets there with my daughter because only one person can go in the car with her at 9 o'clock. They had 3 bays. And how many cars do you think were in these 3 bays? There's been 2 cars the whole time she was there. That's it.
I hear you, man. I don't know. I know people are rooting for this thing to keep going and going and going. I don't think that way. I don't root for people to get sick. I don't root for people to die. The fact that people do that, it just tells you. It just tells you the mindset of this country today.
Well, the more young people that get it, they're going to be fine as long as they don't infect older people.
Exactly.
And it's the older people that are going to be more susceptible to the underlying conditions. They need to be the ones careful. Like my mother, she's 80. If my daughter goes to see her, so her granddaughter, they don't hug, they wear masks around each other. Now my daughter is going to be active. She's doing stuff. She's young.
She's going to get married.
But she's going to be careful around her grandmother.
My mom's still out there burning heaters.
You better be careful around me. The most important thing, if you're a 21-year-old girl and we're in a bar, just be careful around me, okay?
Exactly.
You got to think about my future here, kids.
But come close to me anyway.
Exactly. You can talk, and I'll put some, the antiseptic and stuff. We're coming right back, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around. It is What Up Wednesday.
What up?
AJ in San Antonio. My mom's 73 and tells everyone to grow a pair and chill out. Big Bill Kennedy. What's her Tinder handle?
Yeah, I know. You used to see all these guys on here.
Who are they talking about?
About his daughter.
Oh.
His 21-year-old daughter. They're writing things like, did somebody say 21? 21, you say, Bill Kennedy? What's her OnlyFans account? I mean, that's the kind of stuff people think. What's her Instagram?
Well, they've proven
Is she blonde?
In Sweden and Denmark, they did exactly what should have been done, is that the younger people were allowed to do whatever, and then all of the senior homes were on lockdown. But they never closed down elementary schools. They never closed down any schools. D. Conrad in Vegas. My wife works in a hospital and has not taken the test. No symptoms.
This whole fear thing about everybody's going to get it.
And everybody's going to die. Yeah. That's the media is making it sound like that everybody that gets it is going to die. So they throw these numbers out and everybody's like, oh my gosh. No. Caleb says, LOL, I'm even in the age range for a daughter, and you all are gross.
It's not me. I never do that. 25 is my absolute. That's the youngest now. That's the drop dead.
25. It's not 18 anymore. It's gone up to 20. 25, really?
This guy's got a cool garage for his Halloween. You see this one?
No.
So the garage door goes up.
That's pretty good.
Have you seen that one, Robin?
I can't see it, Tony.
Well, put it up there for a second.
I can't.
Okay. It's a guy with his eyes are on top of the garage, so it's an A-frame.
Mm-hmm.
Got big eyes, and then the top of the garage has teeth with fangs.
I've seen that.
And then the bottom is painted,
Right.
and so it's a black
And
door.
so it looks like
and
it
then
went-
the teeth go up, and it looks like he's closing his mouth.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I live in a big township, and I just looked up the numbers. 185 cases, period.
How many people? What's the population?
But what's the hospitals? I wish that they would show hospitalization rates.
Well, 15 deaths
15
in my
deaths.
township. And that's probably a bogus number because
Right.
And that's an
anybody
area
that
where
died
there's a
is-
lot of older people there, too.
Well, yeah, there's nursing homes.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe they died of natural causes
Right.
because they were like 96 and they get added to the number.
Right.
But I would love to see, this is one thing I still haven't been able to find yet, is the hospitalization rates.
Now, I've heard conflicting reports that in some places that, like, I'm hearing that in Florida, some people are saying that the hospitalization is way off the charts. And then I'm hearing other people say no, that the hospitals are still empty.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on SiriusXM 211.
I have to block Jim Kenny from my Twitter feed, Robin and Harry.
I think you should.
Yeah, why are you following him anyway?
Because I want to see what he writes every day, and I shouldn't.
Like you shouldn't.
Then you
because
want to
it's-
be upset.
No, I want to see logic. I want to see logic.
You're
Then why
not
are you
gonna
following
get-
him?
You are not going to get logic from him. Good Lord, Tony.
I have a right as a citizen, as a taxpayer, to speak out on
Oh.
what affects us
Absolutely.
here.
You can speak
I'm
out.
responsible for all the people in here. We're in a dangerous area, and the mayor doesn't give a damn. He's worried about statues. That's the kind of idiot we have running this city, who wants to be governor. As I told you a year and a half ago, his goal is to get reelected, serve 2 years, and get out and become the governor.
Right.
I will do everything in my power if I'm still here to help prevent this guy from becoming the governor of Pennsylvania. I'm doing that for all the citizens, not just me, for the entire state. This guy cannot be allowed to be the governor of Pennsylvania. We already have a buffoon up there in Harrisburg. But meanwhile,
Tony, can I help you? Can I help you with that? Can I just unfollow?
yeah, can you unfollow Jim Kenny?
Unfollow. Can I block him?
No, I don't want to block him.
Okay.
He's not
you are
worthy
no
of a block.
longer following Mayor Kenny because it's just
Good.
It's not.
He doesn't have the guts to come on this show.
it's daily
He
drivel.
doesn't have the balls to come on this show.
Was he
Zero.
invited?
Yeah, I invited him back when the campaign was going on. He
Oh.
wouldn't even have a debate with his opponents. That's how in the bag he is, literally, figuratively, too. The guy's a crumb bum, creep coward, and he's a lush. And I could tell he's a lush by just looking at him. All right, now let's go to Vince in South Philly, another guy who's got to be visibly shaken. Vince, how are you, buddy?
I don't know, Tony. I'm kind of down right now, to be honest with you. Yeah, I woke up this morning, no helicopters hovering overhead. I thought it was a good sign. Now I hear them right now as we speak.
Yeah.
And, it's I don't even know what to say anymore, Tony. I mean, the guy is an absolute, Kenny and his sidekick there, Krasner, they're just a bunch of cowards. I don't know what else to say. I mean, you put it perfectly in your,
Now, let me
your
read,
sermon there.
I want to read this tweet, though, because this is what he wrote. Feedback wanted. Christopher Columbus statue. So when you see that from the mayor, that means he wants people of opposing viewpoints, right? That's feedback.
well-
Feedback isn't everybody who wants to take a statue down, tell me yes, and then we'll do it. No. So he says, part of reckoning with the legacy of systemic racism means reconsidering what figures deserve to be commemorated in our public spaces. On July 22nd, the city of Philadelphia will ask the Philadelphia Art Commission to approve the removal of the Christopher Columbus statue. And now he wants feedback. You think he's going to listen to feedback from people who don't have any problems with a statue that's been sitting there and not attacking anybody that's now behind wood?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm embarrassed to say that I'm from this city anymore.
Tony, you know what I really feel bad for? You know, there's a section of South Philly where Kenny's from called like 2 Street or Pennsport.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for that predominantly Irish Catholic area, which is still a very nice area in terms of the neighborhood. It's clean, well swept, and they must feel betrayed.
Absolutely, they are. When I was down there a couple weeks ago,
guys are pissed
the
off,
Iron
right?
Workers Union,
Yeah.
all those guys, they were there. They're mad at this guy. They helped get him elected, and he has completely ignored. See, the problem with a mayor is if you're a mayor and you don't represent the entire city, the people who you turn your back on, they know that you don't represent them. Mm-hmm. So, to me, you're a mayor, you represent the entire city, not just people that you can pander to. And that's what this guy does.
Well, let me tell you, that particular tweet that said feedback wanted on the statue, I think out of all of them that I'm seeing, 99% of them are against removing the statue.
Of course they are. But he doesn't care that the majority of people don't want it taken down. And again, it doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not outraged. I don't care about the Columbus Day. You can change the name of the street. Do whatever you want. But to do it unilaterally, and the fact that he wasn't allowed to take it down in the darkness of night like he did with the Frank Rizzo statue and the Kate Smith statue because he's a coward, and he got stopped by the people who were surrounding the statue from the neighborhood who didn't want their neighborhood spray painted, their cars wrecked, and everything else done. They were out there. They're now the criminals. And the thugs who came in here, the obese women wearing all black who are Antifa thugs who are paid, they're the heroes to this clown, Jim Kenney. He's a disgrace. And anybody who supports this guy needs to have their head examined.
Let's play a strapper call.
Let's go to the strapper line.
Yeah. We've got a couple good ones, right, in the cans.
Why are all these Antifa chicks like morbidly obese slugs?
Well, they're not all.
Yes, they are. Most of them are. Let's go to the tape.
We can't fat shame, Tony.
No.
No, I'm not fat shaming. I'm telling the truth.
Hey, Tony, Harry, Robin, and the Peanut Gallery off camera. It's Joey Binoco over here in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Hello.
Thanks for the CSU reference yesterday, Miss Robin. You guys rock. First time, long time here, Tony. Been listening for 25 years. To all my boys in the Twitch posse, Dean, do not enter any more bag contests. You suck. Clarky, Play Action, Ice Rink, AJ, Silk Bra, and the fellow Coloradoan, Cujo knows the D.L. Hughley story yesterday, dude. Come on. Fail. Anyway, greetings from northern Colorado, Tony. Harry, there's always a tea time for you here. Take care, strappers. Love the show. Keep it up. Thank you. Bye now.
Rack that guy.
Rack him. Great one.
The great Joey Binoco in Fort Collins, Colorado. Harry.
That was like love and rippage all in the same
That's the way to cover all bases.
Yeah. I mean, that was like a, caller-on-caller crime type of thing, which I love.
Yeah, that was great.
I used to try to foster that on the other station.
Just like what caller-on-caller crime?
Yeah, and the boss didn't like that.
Because you didn't get it back to the Eagles.
Well,
now,
right.
what about if you had Eagle fan on Eagle fan crime?
Well, they were
Was that
all Eagle
allowed?
fans. But
Now we have one more strapper line in queue, and this is actually in reference to the Columbus statue.
All right, I'm almost Columbus out. Goodbye, Columbus.
But
Wasn't that a great news?
We had an idea
What about the
it.
director, Chris Columbus? Does he have to change his name now?
I thought we were trying to get away from that.
But this is actually a good idea that we should follow up on.
Let's go to the strapper line.
Tony, last week you mentioned putting fragile on the Columbus statue and what's in the box.
Yes.
I think you should go for it. Reach out to the city. Let them make you do it. It gets on there. It gets a laugh. It gets a local laugh. It gets a national laugh, maybe. It's fabulous for the city. Fireworks every night, bunch of bullshit everywhere. Why not put Fragile on there? It's in the right neighborhood. It's in the right city. You get the great publicity. Go for it.
I agree. Thank you
Quick
so
call.
much. Rack that guy.
Following the rules, Robin. You're looking good today.
Wow. Whoa.
Wow, we got wolf whistles on the show.
I like it.
And now, poor Joe C's like, I had to mark down where the guy said that one word in that phone call.
Well, that's what we got to do.
Yeah.
That's what the curse log is for.
The curse log.
I also have to note that I accidentally turned off your mic at one point.
That's
so
all right.
They don't think. So when they have to edit it later, they don't think that I.
No, it was
there's
only like a split
transmission
second.
error.
That's okay. People can afford.
Yeah.
People are happy to hear me like a half a second every once in a while off, as long as I don't go completely off. You know
Joey
what I'm saying?
Pinoco's call was just phenomenal.
That was epic. You see, this is the great list. These are the people that listen to the show. We're not some mob. We're not crazy. No wonder why Robin wanted that call played. Exactly.
Yeah, rock that.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I thought that's sexist. He's part of the patriarchy.
You know what?
Whistling at a woman? Is that allowed in 2020?
Yes. Yes,
What
it
is this, a construction site?
What do you think we are, in the Bronx?
Exactly.
What do you think we
I
are?
am just fine at being whistled at.
I'm looking up nice private courses in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Yes.
As we speak.
And you know the ball flies up there.
That's right.
At altitude, baby.
Damn right.
Hey, do we have any calls waiting? No, we should go to Florida, shall we?
Let's go to our Florida update desk. You know, they're doing all kinds of zany stuff down there. Not just passing the Rona around. But how about pizza, Harry?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, Florida's got, because it's a melting pot. So there's good pizza places down there. You know, like in California and some places, you can't find a really good pizza place.
Right.
New York, New Jersey, East Coast.
They're all good,
Chicago has their own
basically,
span. But then you go to some places and the pizza's not good. But there's pizza down here in Florida, Harry. Down in West Palm Beach, yo. Where they got a little something extra. When you order the meats,
Yeah.
you want like the meaty, extra meaty,
right?
Cheesy, pumpkin eater.
The meat extravaganza.
We have the meats.
So like sausage, pepperoni,
Yeah,
the
you
whole
know that.
nine.
The whole
ham, the whole
extra
deal.
meat, everything. But they got a little something extra if you go to this pizza place.
What? The Pizza Mambo.
Pizza Mambo
Yes.
update desk. Not Mambo Italiano. That's a different joint.
And if anybody knows this, located on the South Dixie Highway in West Palm Beach.
They got to change the name of that highway.
Yeah, I know.
mean,
That's
not
true,
gonna fly.
True,
That's
too.
racist.
But you might not want to listen to this because if you've gone there, this is going to really make you throw up.
No,
a little
but they're
bit in your
open
mouth.
again, though, Robin. They were closed down, but it was temporary.
No, they've closed it down again.
No, read the story, Robin.
They had a visit from state inspectors,
Mhm.
and you know how the state inspectors, they go through and they find everything that's
Mhm.
wrong, you know, if there's any rat droppings and anything
Exactly.
like that.
Pretty much every
Any
restaurant
violation,
in
right.
most cities, in most
Right.
big cities.
Now, what they found a couple cockroaches, some rat droppings. They had
Read that paragraph
I
that
know,
you
hold on a
skipped
second.
by.
They had
Robin, why are you
20
vamping? Just read the damn story.
If you would shushka for a second. They had over 27 violations for the normal things that a lot of places have. What the inspectors did not expect to find, however, was an 80-pound frozen iguana in the refrigerator.
In the freezer, Robin.
In the freezer. Now, you might ask,
why?
Why was there an iguana? The owner said that it was given to him as a gift for consumption later. Now, if it's given to the owner, why didn't he bring it home rather than leave it at the store?
Who do I look like? Judge Tony, Judge Dredd, Judge
So you're
Judy?
saying that he's going to put iguana into the pizza?
Hey, free meat. 80 pounds. 80
And there's
pounds.
a lot of iguanas running around down there, as you know, Harry, in Florida.
Yeah, well, of course.
And people will eat anything now, especially during the pandemic.
Right.
They maybe went to the butcher shop and there was no filet mignon in there.
Reminds me of the song, what's the eating barbecued iguana?
There's a song.
Mexican Radio.
Yeah, by Wall of Voodoo.
Song? Wall of Voodoo. Exactly
Wow,
right.
I see. That's even out of my.
Yeah.
So now Tony always has problems with eating like mystery meat from little the places on the corner in New York.
Like in New York, in the carts where they have the mystery meat on the stick.
I'm not eating that.
Any kind of a skewer that has mystery meat
No
on
way.
it.
But
I'm not buying that on the street.
But apparently, Tony, you have to worry about everywhere now because this could have been on the menu. This could have been the special flavor
But
sausage.
see, that's why I never put all the meats on it. I get pepperoni,
Right.
maybe some sausage. That's it. I don't want ham. I don't want bologna.
I like a
I don't
black
want-
olive, mushroom, and pepperoni.
Boom,
That's a
that's
really
it.
good pizza.
Pineapple, all that other crap.
Yeah.
All the how can you have so much meat on a pizza? It's not a pizza then.
Yeah.
It's meat on a piece of bread. It's like you fold it in half and make it a big meat sandwich.
Now
what's the matter there, Ryan?
Nothing. So I just looked up iguanas and if it's legal or illegal to eat them or hold them in your
it's
restaurant.
considered a delicacy by many people, and the company that offers iguana sausages and iguana burgers.
Yeah, there's alligator on a stick. There's gator meat. It's legal. Is iguana meat legal?
No, it's legal, but they refer to it as the chicken of the trees.
Well, of course. That's
and
not
it has
chicken
more,
of the sea.
it has more protein in it than actual chicken, and a lot of people, this article states, especially in Florida, are turning to iguana over chicken.
Get
There
out
you
of
go.
town.
Because there's so many of them?
Yes, you've been there, Robin. Hey, you know what somebody once said? If it as our good friend in Minnesota, the great chef said on Bizarre Foods, Robin
Zimmern,
Andrew Zimmern, if it looks good, eat it.
Well,
come on.
in Trinidad, it is a way of life, eating the local iguanas.
We ain't in Trinidad.
Let me say it to you in Spanish in the Caribbean. It's pollo al de la arbos.
Pollo de los árboles.
I wonder if Pollos Hermanos ever served the iguana.
You never know. I bet you they did.
Damn right.
They put a little bit of that blue stuff in there, and it tasted real good, Harry. How about that?
Are the Snap Kitchens down in Florida now serving iguana?
No.
For the protein.
Hey, high protein.
Listen, would you try it, Harry? Would you try a little iguana?
I would try it.
I would.
No, they're not going to bring it out on the table, and then you have to like a
chop
pig.
the
when
head
they,
off.
You know, like when they bring out a roasted pig, and they still have the apple in the mouth,
yeah.
and then they're slicing it there on the spit. Now, Josie, have you had iguana?
No, I was going to say the funniest run-in I've had with iguana was one on the loose on South Street. So my friend and I
Here
are in the car.
Philly, there was an iguana on South Street.
Funny
It was a
part is,
pet.
yeah, we came to a dead stop. It's running around. Someone honks at us. And we're like, "There's a lizard on the road." And they go, "Oh, really?" I'm expecting in Philadelphia, think of like, "I don't care, keep driving." But the person behind us was actually concerned. But someone on the street just took their shirt off, threw it around, it picked it up, and I guess took it home.
Wow.
But yeah, I just remember that was the funniest thing that they went the opposite you expect in Philadelphia, where they actually like, "Oh, really?" Instead of like, "Yeah, whatever, just drive over it." Yeah. But yeah, running down South Street.
We should get Gustavo Fring on the show. We actually interviewed him at one point.
Did
He's
you?
great, yes.
Now-
Giancarlo, what's his last name, Robin? The guy who,
Giancarlo.
he has an Italian name, but
yes.
he's not.
Right.
He's been in a lot of stuff.
He was
He's
a
great
good actor in
Yes.
that, man.
He was the
Tony
guy who ran
Bruno.
Los Pollos Hermanos. Yes.
People
Robin.
that catch iguanas can sell it to the exotic meat market. Here in the United States, it is all legal, and you can buy anything. You can buy muskrat
meat, $39.99 a pound, Harry.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Esposito, correct.
Yeah.
Emu bratwurst sausage,
Emu.
Yes.
guinea pig meat.
Oh God,
dude, that's $35 a pound.
Yeah.
But how about rain?
Beaver burgers.
Well, I can have those anytime I want. Harry. Come on, man. What's the matter with you?
There it is. Iguana meat, boneless, $59.99 a pound.
Wow, that's expensive.
Oh, you can get.
We can go down.
Armadillo.
Oh, whoa. Python with rabbit sausage. So does that mean that it was a python that ate a rabbit? and
That's
then
like a
they just-
turducken, John Madden you made famous back in the day.
Who knew?
Armadillo meat.
Yeah.
No,
Wow,
thanks.
that's expensive. $209.99 per pound.
Wow.
That's good. That is good stuff, man.
Diamondback
I'll become
rattlesnake?
a vegetarian.
We should move down to Florida and go hunting for iguanas,
No.
man, and just sell some meat on the side.
Right.
We'll have a back room. We'll make sausages, and we'll hang them.
I'd rather drive Uber.
I've been to exotic meat markets.
What next? You going to find Kevin Cobb and go boar hunting with
Exactly
a pocket
right,
knife?
man.
Wild boar is delicious.
Oh, I love wild boar ragu.
Oh,
Phenomenal.
seriously. You would like wild
Papa
boar.
Del, one restaurant Robin and I used to frequent in Venice. Small place, only had like 5 tables. We went in there,
Right.
and it's hard to get into, but the guy got to know us because we go there like once a week. And they'd have the pappardelle with wild ragu. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's phenomenal.
I would try
would
iguana.
die.
I mean, I've tried alligator. I've tried gator kebabs and stuff like
How
that.
are you
really
eat
good.
canned tuna? That's much
Yeah.
worse than iguana. I'd eat iguana before I'd eat canned
Tony
tuna.
has eaten gator bites.
Okay.
Damn right, man.
He
What's the matter with
did,
you, Harry?
and he liked them.
Good.
He
I'll just
put up a
stick
struggle.
with my bumblebee tuna.
Now, what's better, iguana nuggets or Burger King's flame broiled iguana king? That's what I want to know.
Now, one Giants on the Twitch stream says, "Save a tree, eat a beaver."
Well, I mean, come on.
Well, yeah.
Come on. Wait, we got intern Caleb on the phone chiming in from Middle America, where they eat anything that roams and moves around, including the Indiana Pacers. Caleb, what's going on, man?
What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday to everybody. What up?
Is it your
around.
birthday today? Is it your birthday?
It is actually my birthday. It's the golden birthday. I turned 24 today, Tony.
It's his
Can you believe
birthday,
it?
Robin. Didn't you know it was intern
Wow.
Caleb's
Yes, I
birthday?
did.
How come we didn't do a happy birthday to
I
him?
mentioned it earlier that his mother surprised him for his birthday.
And he missed the first hour of the show.
And how, by the way, is it your
24
golden?
is golden.
I thought 25 was golden.
So I was born on the 24th. So the golden birthday is just when you turn the same day as the day you were born.
Oh, yes, I remember.
I did not know
I remember that
Really?
nonsense. Kimberlyn, my
So
daughter.
if you
informed
were
me.
born on the June 24th, and you're 24 on that day, it's considered golden.
Yes.
You got it right, Tony. Yeah.
So it'll never happen again, right?
That's right.
No, yeah. The next significant birthday I'll have will probably be 50. So I'm enjoying this one as much as I can.
Now, isn't that the golden anniversary, your
Yes.
50th anniversary?
Well, Caleb, this is for you.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, birthday dog.
Olay. Have you had
Olay.
iguana? What's the wildest creature you've seen roaming around in the Naptown area in the Circle City?
There's a family of skunks that live near my house. That's about as exotic as it gets here in Middle America. But Tony, believe it or not, a pretty important event happened 10 years ago in Tony Bruno Show history.
What happened 10 years ago today?
10 years ago today, you're breaking down on Into the Night with Miss Robin, Tim Cates, and Ray Ryan, the NHL draft, and the NBA draft. The 15-year-old, well, I guess a 14-year-old, I guess, if I do that math right, from Indianapolis, Indiana, finally convinced his dad to call into the Night. And intern Caleb, that was his first time he had ever made the effort to call.
Oh, you broke your cherry 10 years ago.
I did.
Oh, you broke your cherry. Now, which mob movie is that from, Harry? Which mob movie is that from? I know it's from a mob movie.
It's from
It's
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas. Is that Goodfellas?
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
Now, Caleb, did you record that call?
No, that's what I was going to ask Jim and Cheltenham if you're listening.
Oh.
June 24th, 2010. If there's any chance that you have that show, that'd be phenomenal.
June
Any chance.
24th, 2010. You need to really go deep into the archives for that.
I don't even know.
very
I don't
deep
even know
here.
if Jim from Cheltenham has
Oh,
that.
he probably does.
You think so?
Oh, he probably does.
I'm sure he does. And what would be really funny, because I remember intern Caleb calling, and he sounded, he might have been 14, but he sounded like he was 10 because he had a really high
And
voice.
did I run him? Did I run him like most of these other mean-spirited talk show hosts who don't appreciate young talent?
No.
No, that's the best part, Tony. You actually let me come on. I even remember talking about the Pacers picked Paul George, and everyone was upset they didn't have Gordon Hayward. And I was actually vouching, saying, hey, it's better for Paul George to be here because Gordon Hayward would have had a lot of pressure to live up to. And at the very end of the call, you said, hey, you know your stuff for a young kid caller. You keep calling in, and look where we are today, Tony.
See, it happens,
Yeah.
Harry. When I give, what did I do to a young man? Did I discourage him?
No, you encouraged him.
I encouraged him. He knew Paul George was better than Gordon Hayward. Did he
Right.
not, Harry?
Yep.
Is that still true to this day, 10 years later, Harry?
Yes.
Now, Hayward got hurt with the Celtics, and he's a great player.
Yeah, yeah. Basically.
But
the
who's
same
a better
age.
player
Yeah,
at this time in their
Oh, it's
career?
Paul George.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good job out
Well,
of
we
you.
have a 7'1" wingspan here on the wing, right, which Paul George had, which was, you can't really find that.
Last
going
thing
on
I got to
trade.
ask you, because the big story in Indianapolis was yesterday when you had the upheaval and tumult, Harry. Remember with people saying they didn't want to be in Indianapolis, they didn't want to play for the Pacers. Who was the guy that...
Well, that was Paul George.
Paul George was
Oh,
talking
Paul
about
George.
somebody
yeah,
else.
That's right.
That's right.
So, it's actually really funny. I was interning with Fox Sports Radio for JT the Brick when that happened. I was in college. That was insane to think about, kind of helping break that trade, because no one else, actually, funny story, no one on the show had it connect to Indianapolis. So I actually had a couple friends of mine that happened to host a radio show for a decade there. One of them was on the show, Jake Query. His co-host, Derek Schultz, came on the show and helped break down the Paul George trade, which I still think was better for the Pacers in the long run, too. Because Blake Griffin, Kevin Love, who they
That's right.
said were in the trade, were injury-prone, right?
Exactly right, man. And now, 10 years later, you still sound like you're 14, which is great, man. It's always good to stay and sound young, man. It's always good to stay young. You know,
Yeah.
my voice sounds the same as when I was 21. My voice has not changed one iota.
Big Bill Kennedy says on Twitch stream that Jim from Cheltenham doesn't have the audio because he was in the 19th hole lounge at the time.
Well, happy birthday, young man. We're proud of you. You're doing a great job out there, interning from the middle of America flyover country, Harry, even though the Pacers, the last time they were good was 2001 when they took the Lakers to the NBA Finals. You remember that, Harry?
Yeah, Joey Pinocchio. Caleb thinks French Lick is a porn movie.
Oh, come on, man.
That is outstanding. That is just Hall of Fame.
That is great Indiana knowledge right there, man. Have you been to French Lick, Indiana, Caleb?
Have I been to French Lick? No. Why would anyone ever want to go to French
Lick? That's where Larry Bird's from.
There's an incredible Pete Dye golf course in French Lick, Indiana.
Can you get Harry on there?
I'm serious.
You try to get into the French Lick golf course here. IU has a golf course you're trying to get in.
Just tell him Mike Pence sent you. Harry and Mike Pence, I think, would play together, except with women, because Mike Pence only looks at his.
The 500 golf course.
Yeah, man, it's a 5-star resort out there, man. Are you kidding me?
Damn right, man. Bob and Tom were excluded. Even Bob and Tom couldn't get on that course.
That's right.
And they were legends in Indy. All right, Caleb, we got to run, man.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, bro. Happy birthday, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, put your hands together.
There he is.
Exactly right, man. I'm sure Mike Pence was happy with that phone call, Harry. You think he gets on that golf course out there in French Lick?
I'm sure he does.
I don't even know if he plays golf.
I don't know, but if he does, I'm sure he's been on it.
I'll give him a call and see if I can get you on next time we're out there, when there's a Final Four in Indianapolis. We're coming back. Big final segment. More phone calls. Do we have any more? Are we Strapper called out?
Yes,
we're Strappered out today.
We're Strappered out.
You can call, though, 215-462-TONY, 215-462-8669. We're coming right back.
French Lick is a porn movie.
That's
phenomenal.
That was epic.
And then there's another one. Joey Binoco said, where was it? Caleb coughing like he's pulling tubes off the bong.
Brent Burris. McMullen calls bat meat chickens of the cave. Chicken of the cave. Big Bill Kennedy. I have to call the Strapper line, but I hate hearing my voice. Thank you, Rebel Man. Rebel Man is right now, he's top 3 of all-time greats on the Twitch stream.
Probably, yeah.
Yes.
As is Jeff from Delco. And
of course, AJ in Cincinnati. I mean, we love everybody on the stream. Don't get me wrong. As long as we don't cross the stream. Caleb has a SpongeBob's lunchbox. So do I. What's wrong with that?
Did you hear that SpongeBob, they just came out saying that SpongeBob is gay, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Which totally makes sense. His best friend is Patrick Starfish.
And what's her face? The teacher that went down there? No, not Mrs. Puff. No. She was the driving instructor. The chick that had
the
to
squirrel?
live. The squirrel.
They're just friends.
Yeah, Candy. Sandy. And they never banged. You know that? He never banged that
I know,
thing.
because they were just friends.
He never banged the squirrel.
They're just friends.
Not a chocolate starfish. Clarky Bob lost all of his bits in the market today.
See, Ice Rink Ottawa.
Cujo knows. I got to be in Tony's top 3 most hated Twitchers.
Ice Rink Ottawa, you need to send me what you want me to record for your voicemail, and I'll do it for you in French.
Sandy is SpongeBob's beard. He's absolutely right. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, Bert and Ernie, too.
Yeah.
TMCD.
See, I could see what il faut que se tenir à 6 pieds de votre gâteau lorsque vous soufflez la bougie.
So I got one of Jim Kenny's pals tweeting me now, who's followed by Jim Kenny. So I'm wondering whether or not he's a hack Jim Kenny bootlicker.
Something about birds, souffle. Play action. Keep talking in French, Miss Robin. It's turning us on. Is it true French babes don't shave their pits? A lot of European, I think it's different now, but when I was growing up, a lot of European women did not shave their pits. I think the Americanization has infiltrated. Probably more so or less so in France. I think a lot of French women still don't shave. It's funny because they'll like shave down there, but not their pits. They play extra real.
I just ripped this guy.
Oh, okay. See, my French is not good enough that I was able to translate that in my head. I was going to need to go and get a little bit of help with that. Ryan Peach, I never put my mouth on an armpit. Yeah, I don't think that would be a good idea. Put a mouth on an armpit?
No.
No.
No. I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not considered an erogenous zone anyway.
Even if it was.
Welcome back to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on SiriusXM 211.
Yes, indeed, kids. I know I've been saying that a lot today because I'm getting ready for the NBA. We had Larry Bow on talking baseball. That was fun. Now let's go back to the phones. Which town is that? San where? Does that look like San Diego? It looks like San Disso from here.
Yeah, it's San Diego.
I don't know where San Disso is.
Andy in San Diego.
It rhymes, too. Andy, what's going on out there, man? Can you show me your lightning bolt, please?
I wish I could, but they're up in some little burg in L.A. Tony. Oh, sorry, that was just an exercise routine. What up, Harry Maines?
What's going on, man?
What up?
What up, man?
You said water than a jukebox is fornicating a forest fire, Tony. I don't know. But the thing I love about your show is I can listen and be the hell away from Philadelphia. I could be in Virginia or Massachusetts by the time it's over.
So you're driving right now. Are you driving a big rig?
Yeah, I'm out in Seneca County, New York right now.
See, he's on the East Coast there, Harry.
I love listening to your show, man.
Now, what are you hauling and what are you driving?
Where you at and what you hauling?
Yeah, that's exactly
I'm hauling candy right now. I'd love to stop by and give Miss Robin a candy bar, but I'm normally hauling hay, bro.
So you're hauling candy through
What
New York.
What kind of candy bars?
Hershey's. I'm hauling Hershey candy bars into St. Louis from
Yum.
Now you got
Albans, Vermont, there on the Canadian
St.
border.
Albans, Vermont. I know. I've been to St. Albans, Vermont.
Wow.
Beautiful. Now, you got to have a reefer on for the chocolate bars, right? That stuff will melt.
Yeah, I got it set at 55 degrees.
What do you got? A Thermo King?
Thermo King, yeah.
Hey, I'm hoping the Padres are going to, win the World Series here. What do you think? I ought to lay some money down there?
What's their over-under,
Let
Tony?
me give you the over-under odds from the courtesy of betonline.ag. So your San Diego Padres are in the mix with the Phillies, the Padres, the Brewers, and the Angels.
31.5.
So there's
The Phillies are going to suck, man. They'll beat Baltimore, but Fernando Tatis, that's an up-and-comer. I'm telling you, man.
There's 9 teams that are at 31.5 over-under. The Red Sox, Arizona, the Cubs, White Sox, Cincinnati Reds, Angels, Brewers, Phillies, and Padres. They're all in that 31.5 mix right there.
I'm going to lay some money. The last time I called you, I was in Vegas, baby. And I couldn't put a bet down before everything was closed.
You be careful driving out there, man.
I love your show. I listen to you guys every day, man. I just, I'm going to lay the horn on just one time for you.
Give me a nice blast. Come on, man. Oh, man, that's so good.
That's a nice deep one.
Yeah, I like it like that. Deeper? Can you go deeper?
Oh, Jesus.
I did not say that. I did not say that.
Are you serious? Wow.
That's a man who's keeping America running, Harry.
Mm-hmm.
He's
So people
doing
like
God's
Robin
work.
can get
I
their
know.
chocolate fix. You know how many chocoholics there are in this country?
I know.
I only like the dark chocolate, though. I can't
I
drink
love-
milk chocolate. I can't do it
No,
anymore.
why not?
I only can do milk chocolate with like almonds and stuff in it. But just like raw milk, when you have dark chocolate with like 70% cacao, not 85
Right.
though, that's too bitter.
Right.
You got to have the cacao
Like
count.
the Hershey Special Dark.
Exactly.
Remember
He
those?
likes that. Yeah.
I love my
I don't
chocolate like
those.
my women.
I like milk chocolate and white chocolate.
We used to love the little miniatures, the Hershey's
Oh,
Special Dark.
yeah.
And they had the Crackle, the Mr. Good Bar, and the regular Hershey's milk chocolate all in a mixture.
Robin's been
Oh,
looking for Mr.
dude.
Goodbar for. I wonder if they have to get rid of that movie too. I mean, isn't that offensive? Remember, looking for Mr. Goodbar was a movie.
Well, he was a
Wasn't it-
prostitute, right?
Yeah.
It was a depressing movie, right?
I know it is. Why did they name a chocolate bar after
Wasn't it Richard Gere?
Richard Gere and
Who was the chick?
I forget.
the one that always wears gloves.
The one that always wears gloves.
What?
O.J.
Yeah.
Simpson?
No, the actress Diane Keaton.
No, not Diane Keaton. I don't,
Yeah.
was it-
She
that
might
was
be right.
Way back in the day.
She might
though.
be right.
That was way back in the 70s, right?
Yeah, late 70s, I want to say.
Looking for. It was
Mr.
Diane Keaton.
It was.
Good job out of
Yeah.
you, Robin. Let me give you a roaring round of applause.
Thank you very much.
I think they named the movie after the candy bar because the candy bar came first.
Yeah.
I know. So
Yeah.
why would you name the movie? Well, I guess.
Yeah.
Did they have? I don't remember. Did they actually have the candy bar
Because
in the
he
movie?
was delicious and a little nutty.
Wow.
Rob.
There you go.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
Did we officially lose it? Is it?
Yeah.
Are we done?
Yes, we did.
We're off the rails.
Let's
we're
go.
We're so giddy that baseball is coming
I know,
back.
we really are.
You know, and the PGA Tour was not canceled.
Exactly right. Let's go to AJ in Cincinnati.
By the way, I'm being ripped for liking white chocolate. Uh-oh.
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 Not White Chocolate, former NBA star.
Oh, yeah.
You remember him?
Yeah, sure.
Well, he had like a 5-year run when like he was the bee's knees in the NBA. Whatever happened to him?
I have no idea.
My favorite.
Ryan should know. He's an NBA honk.
Jason Williams.
That's right. The other Jason Williams,
Right.
not
I
the
think-
good Jason Williams.
Don't
The
we
bad
have
Jason.
somebody? We have somebody on hold,
It's
right?
AJ, right? Is he there?
No, he
he's
hung
gone.
up. We're going to get him back up.
Oh,
He's
okay.
gone.
Here we
I
go.
thought I heard somebody.
So now Jason Williams, White Thunder.
White Chocolate.
White Chocolate. He
Yeah.
was in Miami for a long time,
Well, he
right?
played
Well,
at
he
the
ended in
University of
Miami.
Florida. Yeah.
I know he was a Florida Gator.
Sacramento Kings.
Exactly.
Oh, that's right.
All right, we got
Chris
AJ
Webber,
back.
Peja Stojakovic.
That's good knowledge right there, man. Let's go to Cincinnati, where the big red machine. Let's check their number, Harry. Where do you think the Reds sit here in the over/under totals for National
Are
League
they
Baseball action?
32 and a half?
Let me see. No, they're in the mix with the Phillies
Oh,
in that
they're
in the group
31
of
and a half?
9 at
Okay.
31 and a half. AJ, will the Cincinnati
close.
Reds win 32 games or more?
Yes, I do believe, Tony. What's happening, Harry and Miss Robin, on a What Up Wednesday? What up?
What's going on, man? I would probably
Nothing
say
much.
I'd take over.
I'd go over 30.
I'm going over because last year their pitching was, especially the starting pitching was solid. I believe in Luis Castillo, Sonny Gray, and Trevor Bauer. I think that's the best three, top three, the top of the line stars in the NL Central over the other four, in my opinion. It's just that finally the offense, hopefully gets it together. Last year, the offense was a struggle. Maybe in this shortened season, Votto will probably earn his money a little bit because the last couple of years, he's been, earning the $25 million and producing some poor numbers.
And don't forget, also, Cincinnati, Mark Schott, they finally... I remember when they hated Mark Schott 25 years ago.
I know.
And now here you fast forward, and now they're taking her name off the
University of Cincinnati's baseball stadium.
Exactly,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
What's the reaction? Are they bringing out big dogs to go out there and look around for
St.
Marge?
Bernard's, right?
St. Bernard's looking for the remnants of Marge Schott?
She's the last Reds owner to win a World Series. Yeah, she may have been controversial, but she cares deeply about the team. She want to put a winner at all costs.
Don't forget Shotzi 1 and Shotzi 2, Harry.
Is that the name of the dogs?
That were the dogs,
Nice.
and then Shotzi 1 died.
Good knowledge there, Tony. Good knowledge there.
Is Cincinnati the home of DJ High Tech? I didn't know that.
I don't. I know it's a home of Bootsy Collins. That's the only, big. I know there's been some big musician, but Bootsy Collins is big in Cincinnati.
Bootsy Collins, phenomenal knowledge.
Yes, and I gotta give you a heads up. I'll call in a couple weeks about my 10-year anniversary call. I hope Steve from Cheltenham has it.
You guys have to start taping your own inaugural call so that you can play it back when you come back on, AJ. By the way, Aunt Peg did wear gloves. People are asking about the actresses who wore gloves. Yeah. Aunt Peg, one of the legendary Hall of Famers.
Who can forget that?
And her statue will never come down.
Damn
Aaron.
right.
I don't care what happens.
Wow.
You stay away from Aunt Peg.
That will always be erect.
We want to thank El Hombre, the great Michael Bradley, who led off today.
He got this show going in the right direction.
Did. He was the leadoff man, and he was slapping gappers the entire hour.
Sometimes we lack direction at the beginning of a show, but he put us right on the track, man.
And Larry Boa with great baseball chatter again today, too. And, of course, Jose and all the great people who called in the strapper lines, all the great staff here. We're all safe. Be careful out there. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. And God bless America. It still is the greatest place on earth.
Dude. Yeah, the last like 8 minutes of the show, we were like, boom,
yeah.
God. All right, everybody, see you tomorrow, and we'll have more more tickets being given out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Now you got to go out, and if you're out there in Columbus, Ohio, make sure you go out and clean up that Arnold Schwarzenegger statue.
Oh yeah.
That's Woody Hayes' fist checking in from Columbus, Ohio.
Woody Hayes.
I remember that. I was like, yesterday, grabbing that face mask.
Yeah, the Clemson
kid. On the Clemson kid. Bye, kid.
Straight edge on it, so it's very easy. Maybe in our world here, to live a happy little mountain.
Thanks for tuning in to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays. Did you miss any of the show? Subscribe and download the audio available on all your favorite podcast apps such as iTunes, Spreaker, etc. Hope to see you back here live Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern on SiriusXM Channel 211 and Twitch.tv.
What happened with Will Kane? He's trending.